Wait, which one do I have? Hold on. I know I pre-ordered something a time ago, and I got a PDF of it. So they say something is out now. I'm just gonna check. Is it this one? I was like, kind of forgot what we were doing last time. Call of the Dark. No, it's not Call of the Dark, right? Is it this one? Runes of Timbaron, the Throne of Thorns. Ah, okay. That would mean, I guess, that it's gonna be sent to me. I think. It should be, because I did actually get, like, the one I have now is basically like a thing, like a pre-order. They haven't really sent much about it, though. Hold on. I'm gonna search really, just in case. Yo! Bro, man, welcome to the stream. Sorry, I was checking something on my mail. But yo, welcome! Also, you just reminded me, even though you didn't say anything, you did remind me I'm gonna change game. There you go. Because right now it says Alchemy Stars, but I've already done the pulls. I didn't get it. Sorry, I cannot see chat right now because apparently it stopped scrolling. But how are you doing? I hope you have a wonderful Tuesday. So a new event dropped on Alchemy Stars, and I was not really that interested in... Why is everyone... bro, man. Could you go to the notification and check the tweet again? Cause no one missed my birthday. It has not been yet. It says 7th and 8th of May. You're not the only one. Gani talked to me before as well. I'm sorry I missed the stream. Like, what stream? I haven't streamed yet. It says on the big picture, 7th and 8th of May from 10 AM. I love who everyone... Also, it says also when I did the live thing, soon time for birthday stream. I didn't say it wasn't gonna be my birthday stream. It is about a week. It is literally a week left. No problem. So there is no problem. I'm basically just gonna be streaming the whole days for 2 days because I'm gonna do a Nuzlocke. I'm gonna do a randomized ass Nuzlocke. It's probably gonna be pain. Also, I have a wheel. I have a wheel as well. But I love that. You're not the only one who has said that, so I don't know if I'm gonna have to send it out to people. Because... Hold on. I am so confused. I was so damn KO drunk last night, so I missed a whole lot. Fair enough, actually. Fair enough, because I know just Gani just sent me some message about stuff and was like, sorry I missed the stream. Like, I had some stuff that are like, what stream? Like, my birthday stream? Like, it's not yet? I actually had to check my own image. Like, what does it say? Yeah, it says 7th, 8th May. From 10 AM Central European Time. I was so confused. What was we doing here? We did something here. But yeah, so you have not missed anything from this game, by the way, because I just started it. I was doing a new event dropped for Alchemy Stars. The last event I wasn't so interested on pulling because I already had Goldie on that. And though Goldie might be a good healer, I'm not too interested in trying to get more of her and like upgrade her. So I basically just gathered everything from that event to this event. I had 53 pulls and I didn't get a single 6-star. I got a few 5-star, not even the banner one, which I already have though. And everyone was basically just already fully upgraded, so I could just get rid of their soul amber and just get more money thing. 53 pulls and nothing. So, damn. Just damn. Closer they were, the happy father was. I don't know if I did this part. No, wait, I think I skipped this part last time just because, like, it was almost the end of the stream. I was happy too. Still, you're quite young now. Yeah, we realized something. She was 12. When did you begin this work? My first painting sold when I was 12. Your Honor, she had no idea what she was doing was illegal. Oh, I'm so sad. Like, I'm gonna have to wait for tomorrow though, because tomorrow they reset the store, so I can use something and like buy some more. But I can only buy a limited amount of them, so I hope I can at least get on those pulls. I'm not that kind of person that is like, oh, these one now, I'm gonna need to get it, because this is the time they have it. It's just that because it's the vent that opened up, I'm like, yeah, I kinda want to. What's wrong with you? I didn't even... I have a button for like turning on and off my camera, and I just like slid on the side where the button is, not where the button is, but on the side there. And it basically is like just activating. Like, what the fuck just happened? It's a slider as well, so it should have been a react. You're hidden. You're not here to defend yourself from the crime of forgery. True. Please tell us more about this envelope. This envelope that may very well have killed your father. Alright. Yeah, so to summarize, she was the one forging things. They got a letter 7 years ago with a stamp on it that was poisoned. She knew that and just kept it. The father was in a hurry to send a letter and just took the first stamp he saw, which was the poisoned one, and killed himself. That was just brilliant, apparently. By other than a painting, I just realized something. I'm waiting like 1 week with like uploading my streams. So if anyone missed the stream last week, they can actually watch that before this stream. Most of the time. I'm trying to like keep up with it. By other than a painting, you mean you'd only done paintings up to that point? Yes, but father had a realization. He noticed my talent extended to making things other than paintings. For instance, a letter someone had written, or a fingerprint left upon a cup, or a signature on a document, a seal upon a letter. None of these makes her sound very innocent at all. And the $100 promised in this letter was a start. The beginning of a new industry of Drew Mishap. New industry? The creation of items to be used in criminal proceedings. Forging evidence, in other words. Uh-oh. Uh-oh. So you didn't know how the things you were making were being used. I enjoyed painting very much. I think I understand. Fraulein has lived in an unusual little world. Can you tell us what happened to the papers that were in this envelope? Father signed them and sent them back, I believe. Did he follow the instructions? Send in the enclosed envelope with the enclosed stamp. This is a rather important matter. Give your answer some thought. Well, we know that. What do you mean you received it? Did I do something wrong? You didn't use that stamp because it was dangerous, correct? Deadly poison on the back. Atroquinine. A moment here, fair forehead. You can't force an answer upon the witness. Now then, perhaps, you would tell me, Fräulein Vera. Why did you receive this stamp? Right. And for those who didn't know as well, why she's staring so like strongly at him is because I think her father talked about our cases Because on the back side of this, and this painting is all our three former cases. This one has some cards in it, some people playing cards. This one has a guy like dragging a noodle stand, and this one has a tower with a person on fire. That's why, because she realized that that's the guy. Is something wrong? Was beautiful. You mean it was one of those commemorative stamps? Yes, I think it was. So, you didn't know about the poison? I guess not, yeah. So, the trap failed by chance, by mistake, thanks to this commemorative stamp. Quite a close call. You mean you moved to where the current Drew studio is? Yes, we saw very few people there. I began drawing picture books. This single job had tied them to the criminal underworld. I think Mrs. and Miss Sam wished to reduce their visibility in the world at large. But we had to meet someone for some reason. Father posed as the creator of the work. So that was the real essence of the artist Drew Missam. You did the work and he supplied the face. So, you really didn't know anything, did you? You had no idea how much danger you were in. Guess not. Apparently not. About this commemorative stamp, could you tell us more about it? It was very pretty, and more than that. Yes. It was a picture of people I liked at the time. This is something new. Could you draw us a picture of it? Because you apparently really got up good at it. Apparently we got some cross-examination yet ahead of us. If you would be so kind as to continue your testimony, Fräulein. Apparently she's happy to do that. Wait, is there a new jump? Oh yeah, there's an extra one. The stamp was a picture of favorite magicians. Ooh. The favorite magicians, we know exactly who they are. It's the... What's their name? I forgot their name. Grummery. I love mysterious things. I always have. Even though she fainted when she saw Mr. Hat. You're confusing mysterious with freaky. Father took me when I was very young. It was a great magic show. I loved it so much. See? Isn't magic great? Fine, great. Yeah, sure. No need to get all excited. But the magic troupe we saw disbanded soon after. Yo! Uvo, welcome to the stream! I hope you have a wonderful Tuesday. How are you doing? Yes, welcome. And yes, we're doing Apollo. What? Oh, I can't. Hold on. There you go. I was checking out the profile and for some reason just couldn't take it down afterwards. Couldn't see chat. Did you just say that... Wait, what? Magician troupe. Now where I've heard that before. I know exactly where. The red envelope came after she'd complete her first job. That makes it a letter from her client, whoever wanted a forgery made. Apollo! We're close. We just have to piece together the parts. The deadly poison in a red envelope. And the path it took to take Drew Missam's life. Okay, so the only thing that is new here is... I love that I'm gonna have to wait for this. I cannot see it from here, but I can definitely believe I know who it is. So, do we have... We could show her this. Because that is actually for the magic show. Okay, autopsy. I'm just gonna check some stuff in case. Okay, don't really have much. I'm gonna try. Oh, well, seems I was right. Those magicians you like. Was it this bunch? Yes, it was.
Apollo, they're not just a bunch.
I see. Still, I have to wonder. Why include a commemorative stamp like that in a business letter? Good question.
Well, pretty stamps are always better. And you can't beat Troop Grammary.
But the whole murder plan was a failure because of it. Ironic, don't you think? Prosecutor Gavin? Why are you sweating bullets? Are you afraid of magicians? I have heard about people being afraid of clowns, but are you afraid of magicians? Prosecutor Gavin. Okay, he has problem with grammar, eh? What's with Gavin? Might I ask one question of this witness? In your testimony right now, you state this was your first work that was other than a painting. Please tell me, what exactly did you make? No, answer the question now. Prosecutor Gavin, you're usually not the one whose volume concerns me. Yes, it is unbecoming of me, I apologize. But I must know, please. Miss Misham, tell me.
It was a book. A single page. A book.
A book? Please be more specific.
It was a handwritten book. Like a diary.
Yeah. Yeah, because something happened 7 years ago. And I think something here happened as well. Wait, I think like it was Gavin, I think Wright was against 7 years ago. Either was him or his brother. And I think after realizing the grammar thing, especially the very fancy post stamp, he realized that something was wrong, especially if she makes forgeries. So he knew one of the evidence from that time. So the question was, what did you make for forgery? If it was actually corresponds with what he knew, then basically it meant that was the forgery.
What's wrong with Prosecutor Gavin? Looks like he just saw a ghost.
This book. Was there a picture of a silk hat on the back cover? Yes or no? She has a really good memory to her.
How did you know?
No, Apollo, please let him cook. Let him cook for now. I mean, most of the time, let his steaks be rare, but this time let it cook. Or not rare, but raw, to be honest. The defendant is answering all of your questions. Stop badgering her. He's told you nothing, has he? Your solid mentor. Nothing. Solid? Who? Phoenix Wright. Who else?
Daddy?
He never told you about the trial 7 years ago. About how he came to lose his attorney's badge. It was a certain piece of evidence that decided his fate, you know. A certain diary. On the back it bore the mark of a silk hat. Yeah, and now he realized she was the one who created it. Phoenix Wright tossed out of the profession by false evidence. And the forger who made that evidence is this girl standing right in front of me. Vera, you must tell us. The evidence you made was used in a trial 7 years ago. Who asked Drew Misham, you, to forge that evidence? For all our sake. Who was it? I don't think she knows. She's good with pictures, but I don't think she knows. Oh, I think he's not as happy for us actually trying to do this.
We only met once.
You met the client. Well, who was it?
It was...
Oh, that might also because why she like reacts like this. It's not Gavin, it's the other Gavin. Or Clavier. Wait, what is... Hold on, which one is the last name and first name? Let me check. Clavier Gavin. Okay, so Clavier here. I think the other Gavin is.
What's going on with Vera? She's staring at Prosecutor Gavin's face again.
Yes, what? Is there something about me?
I remember clearly. I remember who gave me the book. The diary.
Who was it? Oh, Vera? Wow, that was just timber. Did you The devil? Huh? Well, that doesn't really help us. Is Cruella the villain here? Well, that's something. Defendant Vera mishap. Examine poisoning. What? When did she get poisoned? Also, we already learned it has to go at least 15 minutes before the poison is active. So, huh? This ends the recording of the trial of the murder of Drew Misham. Vera Misham was during the trial poisoned by an unknown assailant. The dosage was just under the lethal amount, sparing the defendant's life. Oh, she's still alive. I was like, oh my god, why did you kill her? She is currently in intensive care, and it's not to be disturbed for any reason. A very simple case, at first glance, until it finally began to show us its true colors. Well, this just took a turn. I think it's his brother. I think that's why she's staring at him, because she recognized his brother. The long road to the truth as to the record of another trial. In some ways, that was the starting point of it all. And that is where we must go. Sorry, I've not really seen Trucy as a kid. She's absolutely adorable because that hat is about to like, just hide her whole goddamn head. Find the whole truth. So I think that if it was Clavier that he was against 7 years ago, I think his brother, who also was working in... No, but at the same time, his brother was working as a defense attorney when we met him in the beginning of the game. Someone at least ordered that book. I just don't know who ordered it. So that's the question. Yeah, who knows? I have no clue really who that might be right now. I think it is like the other Gavin. Together with Valant. I lost. It's only a game of poker. A game I've played for a long time. And only lost twice. What was the first? The man I killed, of course. Well, he seems to have found a partner I've been looking for all along. Over a game of cards. Oh yes, over a game of cards. That was how we first met. 7 years ago. I forgot it was actually Phoenix that talks, I'm gonna try and do his voice. 7 years earlier, Phoenix writes for final trial. Okay, because I am Phoenix, I'm not gonna do a voice for Phoenix. Because that's gonna be absolutely ridiculous. Yeah, good morning, Mr. Enigmar, Jesus. I'm sorry to have sprung this on you suddenly. I'm trying to find another voice for this. I received the files from your previous attorney only yesterday. Honestly, I'm not entirely sure I'm prepared. I understand. I am asking the impossible of you. I think that's good. Yes, well, you haven't really told me what happened yet. All we did was playing cards. And that was enough. Actually, it wasn't. Trust me.
Oh, morning, Daddy.
Jeez, I cannot do it even squeakier. I'm so glad you came.
You okay, Daddy? They're picking on you.
I'm fine as always. This old boy here is here to help me after all. That's young man to you. Good morning. That's a cute outfit you have on.
Thanks. My first show's today, after all.
Also, for some reason you should change from pink to blue. Oh, I'm sure it is. What the heck is she talking about?
Oh, old boy.
Me? Look what it started.
Here.
It seems fate clock will make me wait a little longer, at least. Only less than 10 swift minutes remain. To all those who have supported me in my life's work, I'll give thanks. Farewell. Magnifique Grammary. What's this?
I don't know. I just got it over there in the hall. They told me to give it to you, to the old boy in the blue with a suit with spiky hair. They said it was really important.
What's this? A memo for you or some such? Not from the looks of it. What's this? It's like a page from someone's diary. Oh, I think this is the page we were talking about before. I'll give it a read later. So someone just gave her some false evidence. Whoa, what do I have in my inventory? Hold on, let me check. So yes. There is a big ass hole in his head. It actually kind of looks like the door on the left there. Like it just looks like it went straight through with no problem. Why the gun then? Because it's like there's so many ways this guy could have died right here, and it's like what you had there is a gun. Like for some reason that makes less sense. Whoa, it kind of looks like the beard he has is like his nose hair. Well, how do you feel about the trial today? Well, we'll get through it somehow. Incidentally, the prosecutor today is a new guy here. Ah, easy win then, yes? They're calling me a true thoroughbreed in the history of prosecutor's office. Of course, there's one of these every year. Yeah, the switching of attorneys just before the trial. I know it's a difficult situation to put you in, but allow me to say one thing, Mr. Wright. Yes? You will not be able to pronounce me guilty today. So do your best, but do not worry. First time the defendant never given me a pep speech. I'll do what I can. I see you do not understand. You see, it will be impossible for them to declare a verdict. Impossible? Yes, isn't that right, Trucy?
Yep, you bet, Daddy.
My first look at the case was only yesterday, and the information that was given was a tad bit lacking, to be honest. Still, I'll do what I can, for their sake. I think this is the guy we played poker with in the beginning of the game as well, the one who died. Because it kind of reminds me of him. Also, he used to have a necklace that he didn't have when the trial was going on, but we noticed afterwards that Phoenix had a necklace instead. I believe the circuit curtains will be lifting anytime soon. I'm in your capable hands, Mr. Wright. My client is Shadi Enigmar, known to the world as Zach Grammary. Okay, so they don't even have the same after name. It's just like if they enter it, they're called Grammaries. A wildly popular magician, the start of Troop Grammary. His mentor Magnificramary was a rare breed of magicians. He single-handedly ushered in a golden age of stage magic until he was shot dead. And Zach Grammary is a suspect. Interesting. The court is now in session for the trial of Shadi Enigma. The defense is ready, Your Honor. Dog, I just realized we haven't played as the Phoenix in a long ass time. Is the prosecution ready? I was just thinking. Is this what all the fuss is about? Let Buzz kill, really? Buzz kill? Is this some kind of new crime? All of the worst. This trial, yeah? Where are the sweaty palms, the pounding hearts? A governor's concert got 10 times the thrill that this gig's got. Who were you again? Clavier Gavin. I came to get the party started. Legally, yeah? Gavin. Defense attorney Christoph Gavins. Figures my bro's more famous in this part of town. Clever Gavin. Lead singer of the mega hit band The Gaviners. You're out of your league, Rock Boy. Rock Boy! I know what you're thinking. You're out of your league, Rock Boy. Jesus. True, my debut single, 13 Years Hard Time for Love, went platinum overnight. But that's just a hobby to be compared to this, yeah? Talkative, aren't you? I like your affected Euro rock accent, by the way. I'm just getting warmed up, her attorney writes. At least it's better than her forehead. Perhaps you would be so kind to fill us in on the case. Achtung, baby. Tap the caller on the opening act. What was his name again? Ah, yes. Detective Gumshoe. Hit it. We haven't seen Gumshoe in ages. Hi, Gumshoe. But yeah, like, some people say, like, it's not as good because Gumshoe is not here anymore. But, like, you have to think. This was 7 years ago. Like, he might just have gone in pension or something, or like just stopped working as a detective altogether. And you are? Hey, you were the one who called me up here, sir. Name's Dick Gumshoe. I'm a homicide detective down at the precinct. Detective Gumshoe, long time no see. Hey, you! Huh? Me? Today's the day, pal. The day I win and you lose. I have confidence in my testimony today, you see. Don't you normally lack confidence in your testimony? Detective, this is my stage. Count the antics. Huh? All this hewing and such. I could care less about your history together. Ugh. Yeah, very well, Detective Gumshoe. If you would, please tell us about the case at hand. It happened 6 days back in a room at the General Hospital. The facts are simple as they come. Here's the crime scene. The victim was per patient, asleep in the hospital bed. The killer comes in and puts a pistol to his forehead and bam, lights out. Not fully, no. He was first of all not asleep when it happened. He must have been sitting up. Because there is a hole in the clown doll as well. Kind of matching hats, actually, to be honest. Was this just me, or does it look like the bullet came from through the clown? Not like from in front of it, like from behind. Like the hat is like blasted outwards. Them's the facts. Not so long ago, the victim Magnificramary was a famous man. He had an entire country under his magical spell, as it were. Ah, yes, the great magician. He retired years ago, though. Say the name Magnifi to one of my generations, I will be lucky to get a blank stare. Ah, yes, though I'm sure the youngsters today know his disciples even better. I dare say Troop Grammary has made quite a name for themselves. Anyhow, the retired Magnifi been in the hospital for the last year. What was it? Malignorant tutor or something. Doing something to his liver, I think, yeah. Yep. Malignant tumor, perhaps. In other words, he had a liver cancer. He had only 3 months left to live, in fact. Okay, so there's the other thing. Why did you need to kill him then? The facts do seem simple enough. But something's not right. The victim was already climbing a 3-month stairway to heaven. Why not wait for him to knock on heaven's door? Why shoot him? I wouldn't have put it quite so lyrically, but it's true. I'll make the effort to commit murder when the victim was about to die. Instantly, the victim had a serious case of diabetes. In fact, it was about to shoot up with insulin. Yeah, we did see the thing. Well, he was shot with a pistol. The syringe was found at the crime scene. What the hell is a crime scene? Chronic diabetes and cancer. As much as it pains me to say it, the victim was clearly at the ends of his life. I believe the question before us is clear then. Why did the killer have to shoot this dying man? What reason could he have had? Very well, detective. Perhaps you can enlighten us as to the circumstances of the shooting. Yes, sir. I really love these games, though. I haven't seen Gumshoe in ages. Actually, the victim kind of ordered the defendant to do him in. A few days before it happened, the victim sent a letter ordering his own murder. Wait a second. Okay, yeah. The villain did what was asked of him and shot the old man in the forehead. Jesus. The bullet was fired from the pistol found at the scene, no doubt about it. The pistol definitely belonged to the old man, sir. Okay. What? You say that the victim ordered his own shooting? The other facts. I have here the letter in question. Okay. My beloved student Zack, to you I entrust the Thank you. Very unusual indeed. Although, could such a thing as a letter really cause one to pull a trigger, I wonder? I believe the answer to that question can be found at the end of the letter. You cannot refuse, and we both know the reason why. Detective Gumshoe, can you explain this to the court? Unfortunately, even the defendant won't say a peep about that bit, sir. One thing bothers me about this. Why didn't he just say 11? Wait, say 11? What do you mean by 11? Yeah, 11:05 p.m. That's actually a bit strange. Why have Comet come at 11:05 without some specific reason? The devil's in the details, Herr Thorny. Well, was there some reason? As it turned out, there was. Every night for a half hour, starting at 11, the victim, Magnific Rummer, was given an IV. IV? Yes. There it is on the picture. Move to the side of the bed. At 11, a doctor would come and set up the IV. 30 minutes later, he would come back for the empty bag. This happens every night without fail. So that was the only time they could meet without the chance of an untimely interruption during his IV. Oh, very well. Shall we begin? Mr. Wright, your cross-examination, if you would. What's this reason he couldn't refuse, I wonder? You could have at least mentioned it to me. Just because he got the letter doesn't mean he went through with it. Oh, I disagree. The victim was indeed shot in the forehead after all, just as he had commanded. It could be a setup, but let's not be in such a hurry. I could let the witness talk for a change. Thanks, pal. Fine. I can play it slow as well as I can play it fast. On with the testimony, Detective Gumshoe. And this letter was sent by the victim. There it is, gotcha. You're all mine this time, pal. The handwriting check out, of course. It's the victim's, no mistake. Oh, I see. Score 1 for the boys. Jesus, I didn't lose. I was just asserting the facts. So why am I so annoyed? Well, a letter ordering your own death. Things aren't what they used to be, I guess. I'm not sure this exactly commonplace even now, Your Honor. So anyway, I guess I'll keep going while I'm ahead. How can you be so sure? Hey, you gotta learn to stop relying on people. Do your thinking. Do your thing of your own, pal. Learn to think for yourself. Get a noggin cracking. You failed to grasp the concept of questioning, detective. First, we got this letter. It says shoot in the forehead, loud and clear. You can see that, but still wouldn't do it. Well, maybe you need to grow yourself a backbone, pal. You failed to grasp the concept of shooting people is bad, detective. We also found an defendant's pistol at the scene. The traces of gunpowder residue shows that it had been fired recently. Well, Mr. Wright. As far as I can tell from looking at this photo, there seems to be no issue with the prosecutor's claim. Full motor. Maybe there is something in there I can use. They're saying the defendant shot the victim in the forehead. I think there's a hole in the prosecutor's argument, clearly. Looking at this photo, another possibility occurs to me. Yes? What does the letter tell us? The defendant had a reason he couldn't refuse Esticia's wishes. Bingo, pal. That's why the defendant popped him one in the forehead. Jeez, I don't know what is with me on that sentence. Oh, the defense disagrees. You see, the defendant had another choice he could make. What? And you can prove that with this photo. I can prove he had a choice, yes? The defendant might have fired like he was ordered, but he didn't shoot the victim's forehead. Well, let's hear what you were thinking, Mr. Wright. If he didn't shoot the victim's forehead, what did the defendant shoot? The clown's forehead. He still shot a forehead. Yeah, the clown doll. Take a closer look. See? It's been shot on the forehead too. Oh, there's a hole in its forehead. Yes, and a hole in the prosecutor's claim. And I suppose you have a reason as why he'd shoot the clown doll. He didn't just shoot the doll. He shot the doll's forehead. This forehead. Let's read the orders once more, shall we? You will shoot one shot square in the forehead, which is exactly what he did. He shot the clown doll square in the forehead. The defense has raised an intriguing possibility. That hole on the clown's forehead definitely looks like it was shot. I'll leave someone to investigate this matter. I admit, I am impressed, but I expected nothing less. Still, this doesn't mean that he didn't shoot the victim. Perhaps he did have to shoot a forehead as ordered. But the letter says nothing about whose forehead. This was the only way he could have followed his orders without taking a life. The bullet hole in the clown doll's forehead does demand an explanation. It might very well be a clue, yet Prosecutor Gavins is right. It alone does not prove the defendant's innocence. You cannot say for sure the defendant didn't shoot the victim. Oh, so sorry, Mr. Wright. How sad it is to see the mighty fall. How sad it is to see the novice overconfidence. He doesn't realize just how big this little hole is going to get. Detective Gumshoe, please take this newfound fact into account as you continue your testimony. So let me get this straight. Wait, hold on. How many bullets did he shoot? Oh, we can't check. So you're saying my client first shot the clown, then shot the victim? Eh, not a bad summary, pal. More of a confirmation than a summary, but whatever. That was a real more of a confirmation than a summary. None of the defense attorney seems pleased enough with itself. Did these people ever miss a chance to mock me? Guess not. Well, now that Mr. Wright's gotten that out of his system, shall we continue with the testimony? I didn't have time to gather all the details before coming in here. This testimony might be my only source of information. Better pay attention and read this letter carefully. You mean this pistol, the one in the crime scene photo? That's the one. It's a funny looking gun, so there's no mistaking it. Compared to the bullet taken from the victim's skull with a bullet fired from this gun, the rifling marks on the bullet were a perfect match. So you were verified a murder weapon, in other words. Bet we did. Why are you so certain? What piles of sand has your head been stuck in all this time, pal? Never heard of Zack and Valen quick draw shoot 'em? What's that? One of the defendant's specialities. Zack and Valen stand on either side of a girl, then they shoot. But the bullets don't hit her. Instead, they hit everything else on stage. This is one of the pistols they use in their show. Got a great design, huh? Kids loved it. Many boys and girls joined the police because of that pistol, I hear. You know, that would explain a lot about the police force. Fair enough, actually. Trip Grammar is stopped doing that act a while ago. The old man held on that pistol ever since. The court would like to see the pistol in question. You got it, sir. Here it is. Well, it truly is a blast from the past. It's a stage pistol for magic shows, see? But you can't fire real bullets. It looks much bigger in real life than on TV. Yeah, but it can only hold one round. By the way, the pistol's firing chamber is empty. And it shows traces have been fired recently. So, were any fingerprints found on the gun? Unfortunately, no. Of course, the defendant is known for wearing gloves. We might say that lack of fingerprints is in fact a fingerprint of its own. Oh, intriguing point. Well made. Whoa, not well made, not intriguing. Well, in any case, the court accepts this evidence, which exactly what I wanted to know. Could you shoot more than once? No, you can't. My grandchild would get a kick out of seeing this. But now is not the time to now it's time to return to our testimony. Yes, now we know exactly. We have this, and now we can do this. Objection! You can only shoot one of them. The trickiest case often seemed the simplest. Prosecutor Gavin, you missed the bullet hole in the clown's forehead. If you hadn't missed that, you might have come to a very different conclusion. Understand? Yeah, but... Wait. Did I say gumshoe? Oh, Prosecutor Gavin. Yeah, but like... I just said, pal. After he shot the clown in the forehead, we went and... Objection! Did nothing of the sort to the victim. The pistol proves he could not. The murder weapon? How? It's quite simple, Your Honor. This pistol only holds one bullet at a time. Ah. If he had shot the clown in the forehead, he couldn't have shot the victim too.
Objection!
That's not a contradiction, not even close. All he had to do was reload the pistol after the first shot. Oh, where did he get the extra bullet? They're not so easy to come by, you know. If you claim the defendant had one already, then prove to us he got it. Yeah, exactly, like, he perhaps prepared a bullet, but why would he prepare two? I had a feeling this wasn't over yet. No, this party's just getting started. And I haven't proven anything yet. Beyond my good looks and startling record sales. And not the lack of humility. What's this? It seems the prosecutor has another witness prepared. Well, I can sell her for her detective. It was just a warm-up. Now, to the audience that gotten a taste of what to come. They're ready. Ready for what? For my decisive witness, of course. A witness who will find can prove one thing for us. That it was Zach Ramery who shot the victim in the forehead. Very well. We will pause for a 15-minute recess. This might be my lucky break. I only had 15 minutes to talk to my client, Zach. Court is adjourned. Fascinating. Truly, utterly... to be continued already. I think we just had one to be continued already. I haven't played for that long, I think. I don't know. There you go, save complete. Just taking a little drink here in the background. Yes, we're gonna continue. I still have time to continue. There is no problem with continuing. I love continuing. Oh, good God. Goodness gracious. There we go. So, you have anything to say? Ah, very impressive, right? I have to say. I expected nothing less. We only just begun. I was hoping you could tell me a bit more about what happened, actually. I did not think you would believe me if I told you. Better that you discover the truth yourself. I was thinking of you, you know. I think we need less thinking and more talking. That night in the hospital, what really happened? Ah, where your eyes gleam, is that right? I'm scared Trucy. Speaking of which, where is she? You have seen the problem yourself, the letter. The one shot in the forehead. One, right? Yes. And the reason he speaks of, I could not deny my mentor's wishes, even if I mean my own death. Why not? This is something I will not say, but now, at least, I think it has something to do with Trucy. This is for now business. I have done many things in my life, some well, some poorly. But this is a cross we must bear all alone to our graves. You want to know about the night of the incident? Finally, this guy sure likes to take his time getting to the point. Of course, I had no intention to shoot my mentor. Snuck into his room that night at the appointed time. And found there upon his bedside 2 pistols. 2? Yeah, the one I had used on stage, and the one that had been used by my partner, Valent. Oh, for the second Valent's quick draw thing. My mentor had the look of one sleeping. I stood by his bedside, hearing only the light sound of his breathing. Then I took the pistol into my hand. Can deny that my resolve faltered then for a moment. You faltered? You mean you thought about shooting him? Recall there was a reason I could not refuse his request. His last such request, though not his first. So there were other requests you couldn't refuse before. To be honest, I'm not always been steadfast, and I fear I've been brought pain upon Trucy. Was Magnific coercing his disciple somehow? This was what's going on in Troop Grammary. Yet in the end, I did not shoot him. Instead, I turned and shot the clown. I took the pistol, I fired and placed it in my pocket. In your pocket? I believe you examined the bullet in the clown's head. You'll find it to be different than the one in my mentor. Were those called? Riffling marks. Yes, well, that's all I have to tell you concerning the case. Concerning the case? You mean there is something else you can tell me? You're a fascinating man, Mr. Wright. Thanks. Yes, there is something. My mentor, his eyes open. What magnific grammary. The old devil, he was not asleep, you see. Of course, a gunshot would have woke him in anyway. And then there we had our last discussion as a mentor and pupil. It was not a long discussion, maybe 5-10 minutes or so. What did you talk about? Mr. Wright, he did not just tell you. It does not concern this case. It's like grammary. It seems pretty steadfast to me. Or maybe just stubborn. Mr. Wright, your presence is requested in the courtroom. And once again, I am in your hands. Right. Let's get back out in there. Ooh, the plot thickens. Anyone had thick gravy lately? Just as thick as this game? Court is now back in session. During a recess, a bullet was found in and dug out from the clown's forehead. Well, this is news. And the riffling marks. But there wasn't time to do a detailed analysis. Although they did find the weapon type matches the murder weapon. Well, that's not very conclusive, is it? Which is why I'm about to call my decisive witness. No, this is a witness. How many times have I heard those words? Though, they often turn out to be far less decisive than you think. Oh, don't worry about it on my account. I'm quite confident this witness will do the job. After all, he is intimately acquainted with the players in our little production. Being the other half of the Troop Grammary's famous duo, Zack and Valent. Valent Grammary. So, we get to meet the great magnificent other disciple. Brad will start by asking your name and occupation. Valent Grammary, magician. You're the decisive witness, are you? You can prove your fellow student, your partner's guilt. A fate, the grand illusion filled with traps and tricks. Wait, the shooting took place in the hospital after 11 o'clock at night. If you're a witness, does that mean you were there that late? If one were to deduct this logically, the conclusion is yes. Always getting the characters, don't I? I have an interesting fact for you. You see, several days before the crime, my witness received this. That looks very familiar. Wait. That's the same letter Zack Grammary received. Ah, yes. Or perhaps I should say, ta-da. Order in court, everybody. It's just a magician. What does it say? Surely not the same thing. Perhaps you could see for yourself. 11:20, so 20 minutes after. Well, this is practically the same. The court accepted this into evidence. This is most unusual. What exactly was going on with you folks? What exactly was your Troop Grammary up to? Oh, by which you mean? I'm just having trouble envisioning a man who would ask a student to kill him. Both of them, no less. It is just my opinion, Herr Judge. But from these letters, I'd say that it was concerning them, not asking them, coercing them. We all walk the magician's path together, and in doing so, we share much of our lives. When people are so close, there is strain. A warping relay of relations, you might say. Yet this has nothing to do with the case at hand. By which you mean you're not going to tell us? It makes me wonder even more about this reason if you don't refuse. Well, let's go on with the testimony for starters. The defendant, Zach Grammary, stands accused. Tell us why. Oh, I'll do more than that. For where he walks, the red rose rise, singing hymn to the miracle that is magic. Fascinating. Though I hardly need to remind you that the evidence could just clearly point to you as a suspect. The letter, the murder weapon, and now the 2 bullets found at the scene. In fact, the only difference seemed to be the designated time. As every magician knows, timing is everything. Yes. And now it's time to get the party fired up. I feel like both of those can have the same voice. That night, I visited the hospital room. At the time Magnifi requested. The smell of gunpowder hung in the room, and my mentor had taken his final bow. I did not imagine my fellow student might have received the same instructions. Yet a deal with the dead is still a deal. Death's switch kiss I gave to the clown. Then I informed the doctor and the police. So you were the one who reported the crime? Indeed. I would think this fact alone would clear my name of suspicion. Let's not jump to any conclusions. Yes, the cross-examination generally comes before the conclusion of this court. But if your testimony proves the truth, then the defendant, Zach Grammary, is guilty. And if it wasn't Zach Grammary, then the killer was you, Valent. I know disappearing night will get you out of that. Which, according to the letter, was 11:20 p.m. Indeed. In magic, timing is everything. Right. Consider the illusion of teleportation. If I were to appear on stage before my stunned double has left, how would that look? Why, it would reveal the very secret of my magic. Now that you have revealed the very secret of your magic for all of us, let's move on. You were the designated time, and what did you see? So you weren't worried for your own safety at all? I mean, you smelled gunpowder, yes? What if the shooter was still nearby? I did not consider this, to be honest. It is forbidden for magician to have good imagination. Really? Isn't magic all about illusions and imagination? How about this? You were the shooter, which is why you weren't afraid. And now you are the one imagining it. It is forbidden for a lawyer to have good imagination. The witness will refrain from pausing so suspiciously before responding. My forbidden imagination is starting to imagine things. I don't know why, I kinda love that comment actually. Which brings us back to the reason neither of you could refuse. So it does. And my partner, he did not refuse. But Magnifi wrote the same thing to you. Why could you refuse it if Zach couldn't? Because I have a will of steel. Of course. I also do this trick where I bend steel balls. So perhaps steel isn't all that strong. So which is it? Mind if I continue? Yet the deal with the dead is still a deal, yes. There were 2 bullet holes in that scene. One in the victim and one in the clown. You're saying the one who shot the clown was you. Know that my partner Zack has said such much the same thing. Yeah, because whoever did shoot the clown committed murder. Or he didn't shoot the clown. I'd better dig around here a bit more and see what I turn up. Mr. Valent, let me ask about something else concerning the crime scene. How many pistols were there when you entered the room? Why would you mean what, precisely? 2 pistols were used in the second Valent quick draw shoot-'em, correct? One for each of you. You are well informed, yes. Only one of my old friends sat in the hospital room that night. What did Zack tell me back in the lobby? Of course, I had no intention of shooting my mentor. I snuck into the room that night at the appointed time. Found there was beside the table 2 pistols. I took the pistol I had fired and placed it in my pocket. I see no problem with the statement. Only one pistol is visible in the photography of the crime scene after all. So, you picked up that pistol and fired it? Indeed I did. Alakazam, alakazim, alakaboom. Is the number of pistols really that important? Yeah. The number of pistols is quite important, Your Honor. Very well. Please add this detail to your testimony. What can I do but obey? Yeah. But here's the problem. The rifling marks on the rifling marks matched the bullet in the victim, not in the clown. According to the defendant Zack Gremery, when he entered the room, there were 2 pistols on the table. 2? One of the pistols he used to shoot the clown in the forehead. Then he left with it in his pocket. Ah, of course. This is what he would say. Unlikely the hapless clown we must assume our defendant has some brains in his head. Well, what about what Mr. Valent has told us? You see, there is something about this testimony that doesn't make sense. What might that be? I told you. I took the pistol that was there and shot the clown. That's your story, at least. But the rifling marks tell us a very different story, Mr. Valent. Recall what Prosecutor Gavin told us. We compared a bullet taken from the victim's skull with a bullet fired from this gun. The rifling marks on the bullet... I know I'm switching back and forth there. Bullets were perfectly matched. Mr. Valent, if you fired this pistol, then you shot the victim in the forehead. That's true. Order, everyone, order! Well, this is a rather sudden... Are you laughing at... what have I done? Prosecutor Gavin. I owe the court an apology. Sorry. Sorry for what? You see, I was unaware that 2 of these unique pistols were crafted. The analysis of the rifling marks only proved the type of gun that fired them. But that's not what you told us before. You said you verified the murder weapon. Which is why I'm apologizing to you now. Quite sincerely, I might add. Why would you hold me accountable for a mistake made in my youth? That's just this morning. I am still young. And, I might add, it wasn't really my fault. If the defendant had only admitted it took 1 pistol from the scene of the crime, we would not be having this pleasant discussion now. Valent Gremery? Oh, yes, Your Honor. You were presented to this court as decisive witness. But you've proven to be more divisive than decisive. I don't even know the difference between those words. You'll see in time. The testimony as far has merely been a review of the facts. The proof comes next. Care to elaborate, Prosecutor Gavin? When Mr. Valent entered the hospital room, the victim had already been shot. As his next testimony will prove. Right, the real fight is about to begin. Bring it. Very well, the witness will now testify to the court. Help us determine who shot what. I arrived in the hospital room at the appointed time, which is to say 11:20. After discovering the body, I fulfilled my obligation, then called in the doctor. The doctor examined the body before the police arrived. He was quite clear about the time of death, 11:10. The one in the room at that time was my partner, not me. Those times are rather close, you have to admit. Whoops, I misclicked some stuff. You're talking about an alibi established over a matter of minutes. To use 10 minutes discrepancy as a basis of your alibi. As is explained in this situation, her judge. For example, take our debut hit crying out loud. Cued into the song, press the play button and it will play for 2 minutes and 15 seconds. Do it 100 times, the result is the same. The debut single was only 2 minutes and 15 seconds long. What a ripoff. Magic is a world of utmost precision. Hocus pocus required admirable focus. And in the time of death, determined by the doctor there, is an incontrollable truth. Very well. The prosecution warns us that we were dealing with a rather precise times. We can't expect the cross-examination to require the same level of precision. I will hope that the defense refrains from its customarily broad, sweeping accusations. Let me blur the focus this case clearly demands. Point taken. Based on the remark will result in penalty. Carry on, Mr. Wright. Carry on. Right. He could have also gotten there early. 11:20. Can you prove that's the time when you arrived? Alas, such a feat may be beyond even the great Valent. For there was no one in that room but Magnifi, and he was departed after the flesh. Let's check. Yo, Gani! Welcome to the stream! How are you doing? I hope you have a wonderful Tuesday. I'm gonna just update those. I wasn't here in the beginning of the stream. A new event dropped for Alchemy Stars, and I had 50 pulls for the new character. No, 53. I did not get it. Because that was basically in the beginning of the stream, and that I'm not gonna put that on the YouTube channel because this is gonna be this game. I'm just trying to check if I can see like some time here. But damn, 53, I didn't get it. I snuck into his room that night at the appointed time. Yeah, that is kind of rough. I have no problem when it happens, but it is kind of rough that I had 53 and was like, you know what? No, we're not gonna do that. I will get a few handful pulls tomorrow because tomorrow is a new week. But still, goddamn. But how are you doing? I hope you have a wonderful weekend. No, wait, what am I saying? Why am I thinking of weekend now? Tuesday, bloody hell. My brain. It was 10 minutes before I left the room, and the victim was still alive. And the time indicated by this letter to Zach was 11:05. Exactly. Which means that the witness could not have entered that room before 11:15. Because his partner was still in the middle of his crime. I see someone did their arithmetic homework. You see, the defendant himself was corroborated the witness testimony. Does that all make sense? Not a problem. He was standing there for a moment talking. If you say so. Let's continue, shall we? I had a good Tuesday, like I mentioned earlier, but I had an exam and I feel so much like a fish out of water around everyone there, but besides that, I had a somewhat normal day. I'm glad to hear that at least. But yeah, I did read that. But I always ask, like when someone is in the stream, I always ask, even if I've talked to them before. But I'm glad to hear he's doing good at least. I hope you all are doing good. Just checking some stuff here on Discord as well. Oh, just because I saw that, I'm gonna have to talk about that. We had to skip yesterday's D&D session because our DM was burnt out from DMing, which is absolutely fair. We basically had 2 sessions Thursday and Saturday because we had an extra session. And the other extra session was basically because we had to continue the first extra session. But guess what? I managed to capture the boss. What was it called? Fuck, what was it called? What is it called? Hold on. I forgot the name of it. There we go. Ceruledge. Do you know how much problem we had there? First, I managed to get a... Goddamn... I forget the Pokemon's name sometimes. Fuck, what was it called? The little diamond dude. The little small thing that has gems as eyes. I love that Pokemon, but I cannot remember its name for my life. But yeah, I had to deal with that with one of the other people. And then we otherwise was spread out. One of us fainted and we all had like problems. And for some reason I just decided, no, I want this boss. No, yeah, Sableye, thank you. Yes, Sableye. I don't know why, I can't remember that name sometimes. But yeah, we struggled so much because it was a boss Pokemon, so I had 3 health bars. And each time it just lost 1 health bar, it just used like a double team, which allowed it to become more. We couldn't figure out which one was the right one, so we basically just had to just find the right one before it called in its copies again. It was like, oh my god! But I managed to capture it. I have a level 30 Pokemon now. I felt like I was the one that had mostly the smallest, from like 18 and lower, while some people were like 25. I managed to get to 30, which I'm kind of happy about. But yeah, I kind of didn't think things through when I just started. You know what? I'm coming after you next. I was like just towering over me, like, holy fuck, I've made a wrong decision here. Not gonna lie, but in university so far, and just thinking that I would be alone there if I do get accepted kind of scares. It kind of made me not want to go to college. And the university was so huge. Man, first it was Duskull and now it's Sableye. No, not Sableye. Sableye was the one I could capture because it was a normal Pokemon. That was no problem. It was Ceruledge. It was a boss Ceruledge. My Jesus. Why yes, I believe he screamed, my god. He's been shot in the head. It doesn't take a doctor to notice that. Probably would have screamed the same thing. Oh, which one? Oh, the blade one. Oh, I completely forgot it was called 2 different... This was called the same thing. Wait, was it called the same thing? Hold on. I was pretty certain the other one had another name. Yeah, the other one was called Armored. It's the blue one. The red one is called Armorug, and the blue one is called Ceruledge. It's the ghost fire one with flaming swords. Which I'm kind of happy about because I actually like that one. So I have a boss one now with a special gift. It has an ability that the first double team, which is not supposed to be able to use, which it was given by the DM, was capable of creating a copy. And you're basically allowed to choose which of the copy is the real one. Oh yeah, I forgot that red was an armor rouge. But I'm kind of happy about that. But I kind of fucked us over by basically just going, you're next. And everyone was basically just in shambles. I managed to get so many of my Pokemon fainted because I either only had normal attacks or weak against either fire or ghost. I even used my new Sableye, and the DM basically went, oh yeah, this Pokemon just turns around on you, like, what the fuck just happened? Yeah, Surge is like a pretty fucking sick Pokemon. Yeah, kinda. At least how it looks. I don't know if people agrees with how it works. But personally, I like it. But in the case, I believe this is nothing more than what we have already learned. But I do love playing that D&D. It's really fun. I'm still waiting for one of those right moments, Sarah Thorny. I remind you that the baseless remarks will earn penalties. Proceed with that in mind. I have not found anything yet. So now I at least have a good team. I used to have only like 5 Pokemon. I got 6 because I got one of my Pokemons, one of the Pokemons from one of the friends. But it was also a level 5. Everyone else was like 15 to 18. I was level 5. Yeah, we're Phoenix right now. This is in the past. This is his last trial. This is 7 years ago. Mostly because the girl we was a witness last time was poisoned. Not died, but poisoned. And apparently she was talking about an evidence I believe was used now. Which I think it was this thing. How could the doctor be so precise with the time? I would usually only get an estimated time of death, true. I'm not sure I've heard of verified time of death. Yeah, I don't know how it took me so long to realize it. Fair enough, actually. To be honest, everything else looks the same. Magic reveals in making the complex appear simple. But reality is the opposite. What appears complex, in this case, is a simple matter of subtraction. I see, another person has done their arithmetic homework. I only realized this when Clever said right moment. Yeah, fair enough. The point here is the IV the victim was taking. It's quite visible in the photograph of the scene. Yeah, when the thing was actually pulled out from him. I recall that what we heard earlier about the victim. Magnific Grammar is scheduled. Every night at 11, Magnific took an IV drop for 30 minutes. I can see the IV bag right there, yes. Now look a little closer. Follow the tube down from the bag to the end. The needle's been removed. Doubtfully, it fell out when he was shot. That would seem to be the case. Isn't that why they like tape them as well, so it wouldn't just like fucking pop out of them? When the needle comes out, the IV no longer drips. Yeah, could you just measure the remaining IV liquid? Precisely. The IV liquid functions for our purpose as an hourglass of sorts. This is how the doctor determined the time of death. From the amount remaining in the bag, it was determined that the IV had stopped 10 minutes after the administration began. And so it was. When I, Valant, entered that room, 10 minutes had passed since that horrible crime was committed. And this is proof. Well, Mr. Right. Fuck it, let's just say very important. Was this the same chapter where Apollo and Trucy went to see Grammarace? Yes, it's still this chapter. It's just that because our witness that has been making forgeries got semi-poisoned, we had to basically take a break from there and go back in the past. Because we realized that one of the forgeries she made was a page from a book that is a diary, with on the back side is a top hat. which I believe might be this journal, which I believe is this notebook page. Because Trucy came into us with this in her hand, like, oh, just someone wanted me to give you this. So right now we're just going back in time just to see what exactly did happen. Well, seeing how it is the biggest clue, we have to the time of death, I'd say it's very important. I agree. It would be hard to imagine a more precise way to determine the time. All the power of arithmetics. Very well. The witness will add this detail to his testimony. Sometimes the most magical things of all is the truth. Yeah, I know, just shut up, please. The water of life springs not eternal, the remaining ivy liquid proves my innocence. So we met Phoenix as Apollo and got us into a flashbang. No, we basically was just doing the normal court thing, and then the witness collapsed, and now we're here. So we basically didn't meet, and this is like... So we didn't meet anyone, we're just like going back here. Because I think they want to explain this thing to us. Because basically, Clavier knows about this, because when she said that she knew about the magicians, he remembered this case because it was about these magicians. And then he started asking about a book. Sort of, more or less like an explanation. And then you kind of did like a black transition of like a new chapter thing. Did you notice the ivy yourself by any chance? When I first entered that room, the stench of gunpowder assailed me. Next, the mark of death upon my mentor's forehead. And then his left arm did espy a rose dropping and withered. Its thorn the discarded ivy needle. Not from the vein by the force of the shot, luckily for you. If that ivy had not been there, why, you might be a suspect. I doubtlessly so. I might say it's thanks to my lucky color. Your lucky color? Indeed. Even today I wear it proudly upon my suspect self. Yellow. For it always without fail brings me luck. Oh, I completely forgot the magic Grand Prix. Grand Prix, well, I cannot say pricks, that sounds like something else. Yes, the very one held by the Association of International Magicians. I was adorned in this attire then, too, and our trophy, a bust. What a day that was. This one trips down memory lane no one needs. Yes, we know exactly who you're talking about. My lucky color, yes, indeed, and that ivy too. I say a thing that was huge, especially for me, Valen. That does seem to be the case, indeed. Well, Mr. Wright, any thoughts on this testimony? There is... He only talked about the lucky color, and there is like no lucky color. I think. Valence is Trucy's uncle, right? Not full uncle, no. But not this time. Mr. Valent, your lucky color betrayed you. I'm afraid you have lost me. Your Honor, the witness testimony just now clearly contradicts the evidence. What? Well, the gun is yellow. Yes, but he did say the IV had the same color. Please recall my warning about the beginning of the cross-examination, Mr. Wright. Baseless accusations will be duly penalized. I hope this latest accusation is well based. Don't worry, I got all your bases right here. Very well, let's hear the defense claim. Where is your evidence that contradicts Mr. Valence has told us? The crime scene tells all, Honor, Your Honor. Because I think Truce's father is basically the guy we're defending right now. The photo of the crime scene. All this talk of colors has me yearning for black and white. Clear-cut simplicity. Tell us here, right? Just where is the contradiction in this photo? My pleasure, and I assure you it's quite simple. But I can't promise anything in black and white. I'm not gonna lie, I kinda just fucked around with this one because he said he had yellow on, and that IV is green. Because this is yellow, but this is green. Valiant Grammary, let's go get one thing straight about your lucky color. It's yellow, yes? Kind of takes the mystery out of it, but yes.
Something wrong with yellow, Mr. Right.
Yes, there is. Decisively wrong, in fact. Take another look at the photo of the crime scene. Personally, I don't even know if this even means anything, but we have managed to get this far with just a bloody color, so I'm just gonna continue with it. But fair enough.
What's this?
Confusion, doubt. Tell us. What do you elderly eyes spy? Yes, there it is. Yellow. Killed my parent. Yellow killed my parents. Hold on, just because of the dun dun dun, I am gonna have to do this. I'm just gonna have to find it first. I have so many things. Hold on there. It has to be done. Do I have it on this one? Hold on. I don't think I have that. Nope, not there. Nope, not there either. I have it there. You still got the... Okay, I have it somewhere. Hold on. Do I have it on my... we have Revenant, we have Action, we have DuckTale, we have Goofy.
Bitch, I'm fabulous! Oh!
There we go. There we have it.
Even my elderly eyes can see a problem here, Mr. Valiant. Look at the lively bag.
Still have that. I have not taken away any sound. I mostly just added because of reasons. Because, for example, whenever I play with people, whatever it's called, Lethal Company, I basically have this. Man, it's like 2021 all over again. Yeah, fair enough. Otherwise, I have sound effects just because we played Pokemon. I have Gnome Knights and Scooby-Doo just because of some stuff we started talking about, so I had to add them. Then I just have some random ass shit because I just had them. Oh yeah, I remember Mandic. No problem there. I completely remember Mandic the Titty Smithy. What is this? What? Foul mag... Ugh. Mag... Ugh. It would be hard to call the Ivy liquid yellow. And I'm afraid no magic is involved in taking it... in taking this photograph. Jesus. But yes, I definitely remember that one. Order, everyone, order! I think I was about to comment that in Unicorn Overlord, which I'm gonna have to stream someday again. They actually didn't hire that guy to make the armors, but I just realized there are actually some armors in there that are, for example, the witches only is like basically a bikini, so... I'm pretty certain he is like just delegating things back in the game.
What does this mean?
This is some kind of mistake.
Get prosecuted, Gavin. Your witness mistake.
The greener they are, the harder they fall. I suppose there's no substitute for experience. Valiant Grammary, as you reminded us several times, your lucky color is yellow, but the Ivy's clear is not. Well... I wonder if Gani is doing alright, though. What do you mean by Gani? Yeah? Okay, that kind of goes beyond me. I'm trying to figure out what do you mean.
Objection!
But I like Unicorn Overlord. I've just not played it for myself for a long while either. A character made. I just forgot the name. Fuck, I kind of forgot the name as well. We had a good name for it as well. It wasn't G, right? It wasn't G. Gilda. Was it Gilda? And to think, you almost had me. I see your true colors now, Ace Attorney. Phoenix Wright. Goleth or something. Yeah, Gilda. As far as this court can tell, the witness testimony does contradict the evidence. Ah, yes, a contradiction. One that I shall please to hand right back to Mr. Wright. How do you mean? How? Because the witness has made no mistakes. I agree at glance the ivy liquid does appear sort of greenish yellow. I assure you the liquid itself is quite yellow. Yellow liquid? How could you say that? As far as I can tell from this photo, it's green. Gilda should be a guild instructor. Yeah, fair enough. Yes, but what color is the IV bag itself? The bag? You mean the plastic bag on the hook? Yeah. It looks like I would say light blue. Precisely. Figured it out yet? Put a yellow liquid in a blue bag and you get a green. This incidentally is the liquid's true color. And who the hell just goes there? Blue bag, green liquid, it's yellow. Favorite color. Like, who the hell does that? Bro, that IV liquid looks like a slime from an RPG that had done a piss in the toilet. Yeah, fair enough, actually. Your explanation does have a ring in the truth of it.
Objection!
As I thought. There's no substitute for experience, Prosecutor Gavin. What? You may tell a good tale, but you've just proven something rather grave. For you, that is. Grave? The liquid in the IV is yellow, yes. But how did the witness know that? It's quite unnatural when you think about it. You did think about it, didn't you? Your Honor, the defense requests an explanation from the witness. I think he touched the IV and that's why he knows. At the scene of the crime, the IV liquid appears to be green. So let me ask, how did the witness know the IV liquid was actually yellow? I've not heard this sort of song in a long time. We have like the new one for Apollo. The order, everyone, order! Mr. Wright, you will explain this at once. The witness clearly knew the color of the liquid. So I'm sure it means something, but what? I can think of only one possibility, Your Honor. The witness Valent Grammary has testified that the IV liquid was yellow because he knew the liquid's color. From the fact before us, the answer is clear. The witness knew that IV liquid was yellow. Why? Because he had seen it before. But not inside the blue bag you seen in the photo. He saw the liquid by himself in clear colorless bags. I suppose he would have had to, but I'm still not clear as what it all means. Ask yourself, why would he know if he didn't work at a hospital? That's where you'll find your meaning, Your Honor. I'm afraid I find nothing. So what if he knew IV liquid wasn't color? Man, I miss Phoenix just using his experience and knowledge to call out Gavin's never-ending bullshittery. Yeah, like, I can say now that Gavin does know what he does, especially when we play as Apollo. So sure, sometimes he's like very flashy and stuff. But I can say that in this flashback, it's more of a, oh, I am an artist, I can do this. Rather than basically, I have experience of it. So I can definitely say that Gavin has got an experience, definitely. But this Gavin is just like, please, for the love of God, just try to listen to yourself. Leave the getting excited over absolute nothing to our teeny booper fans.
Objection!
The IV liquid is the only evidence proving the time of death. Yeah, seeing Gavin lose his shit, flashback or not, is pretty satisfying. Yeah, fair enough. A 30-minute hourglass with 20 minutes worth of sand remaining. Your claim, Prosecutor Gavin. I remembered well. However, there's a critical difference between an hourglass and an IV bag. Wait, I know. An hourglass use sand, but IV bags use liquid. I'm right. Right? Well, he is right, but yeah. As much as it pains me to say this, Your Honor, no. Unlike the sands through an hourglass, IV liquid enters the patient's body, at which point, like magic, it disappears. However, what if the amount of IV liquid had increased? You couldn't tell, could you? After all, there's no way of knowing how much went in. Let me get this straight, Mr. Wright. You're saying that the witness watered down the victim's IV bag? No, not with water, but with IV liquid. That's how you knew the IV liquid was yellow. No, wait. I said wait. How might an amateur such as myself essay to perform such a task? I'm an amateur too, but I can pour water into a cup. Now Gavin has a better poker face. Yeah, definitely. I'm afraid there is quite a big difference between a cup and an IV bag, quite. Can you prove our witness is capable of such a feat? He has a point. Amateurs. I at least would have some difficulty pouring IV liquid into the bag. You don't need to be an expert to see the look on the witness' face. He added liquid to that IV to throw off the time of death. I'm tired of these fairy tales lacking evidence. Yeah, here's the thing. He says that a lot before as well, but he says it more now, like he knows what he's doing. But there's been many times where he basically just says something and it's like, oh shit, yeah, I was wrong. Okay, I'm gonna check something because we do have this thing. Used for administering insulin shot has been washed and show no sign of use. Yeah, has been washed. Violent grammar, eh? I'm afraid your magic won't serve you well in a life of crime. Might I ask what you're so strongly suggesting? Magic relies on props, and props become evidence. Our witness was certainly able to increase the amount of IV liquid in the bag. All he had to do was work a little magic, and the prop was... the gun! No, this. The victim's syringe. It's perfectly propped for the magical increasing IV trick, and easy enough for an amateur to use. What kind of evidence is that? The syringe was clean, no trace of liquid in it. And don't you find that odd, Prosecutor Gavin? What? The victim had a syringe to administer his insulin shots. There should have been traces of insulin left inside. Fair enough, actually. Well, Valiant Grammar, as you pointed out yourself, the IV liquid makes the perfect clock. One that you could manipulate at will. Fair enough. I didn't trust that guy a bit before, especially when he kind of pissed himself over us having a letter from Zach. But yeah, now there's clearly something shitty with him. I do believe, well, with this being his first, that the burden of this trial has been a bit too much to bear for Prosecutor Gavin. I'm afraid that while there is a doubt that as to the amount of IV liquid in that bag, the time of death cannot be proven. That brings our trial to a close for today. Well, maybe I can squeeze an extra day out of this. I can do a little much needed investigation work. Is there...
Objection!
Of course, Gavin is gonna object. Truly, there is no substitute for experience. Nothing blinds one the truth so efficiently. A word of the wise: underestimate the young, and they will sweep your feet from under you in a way you never ever expected. You see, I know exactly what you're thinking. You say the witness used a syringe to manipulate the IV liquid level. But there is no proof. There's no proof he didn't do it either. Isn't that what basically the judge just said? We can't prove an estimated time of death because he could have changed it or he could have not changed it. We don't know. So what Gavin here does right now is basically just try to grasp the straws. Something was already mentioned. Yes, quite true. He's admitting it. Nor was this witness quite as decisive as I'd hoped. This I admit, after all, while lingering in the past when the future holds so much. Do you have something in mind, Prosecutor Gavin? Proof, Judge. I have another way to prove my case. With evidence, no less. What's this? This is the victim's magnific Grummary's diary. Diary? After going into the hospital, Magnifi began writing his memoirs, it seems. The story of his birth, his starting debut, and meeting his disciples. It seems intended for the last chapter to end quite appropriately with his death. Wait, that book doesn't say what the reason was, does it? The reason why his disciple couldn't refuse his last request? Sadly, it does not. What's important here is on the last page. Apparently the victim wrote in his journal that night, even after the IV had begun at 11 p.m. Let's read it, shall we? How do you know it was Tonight's IV is in, maybe the last ever. Maybe the last. I'll leave the rest to them, the first should come soon. His journal may end here or it may go on. But not long, okay, hold on. But not long. It depends on his hand. All that's... Can I hide this or somehow? I can't. All that is left to mine is to lay down this pen. It seems fate's clock will make me wait a little longer. At least only less than 10 swift minutes remains. To all those who have supported me in my life's work, I'll give thanks farewell. So what is the false evidence? Because this one says right now that, I write this just before I'm gonna die. And right now he says this is the only thing written with me, which means that he died by the first gunshot, which was Zack. But then we have this, which is, it seems fate clock will make me wait a little longer. At least only less than 10 swift minutes remain. Which means that this was for Valent. But the thing is, we did hear from the girl before that she falsified a journal page that was ripped out from a book that has a tall hat on the back cover, which is this book. It does appear to have been written just before his death. The court has this into evidence. Read the very last part with particular care. This journal may end here, or it may go on, but not long. That depends on this hand. Of course, by his. He refers to our defendant, Zack Grumary. That would make sense, yes. He was the first secluded visitor after all. But look at what he said before that. This journal may end here, or it may go on. May go on. Magnific Grumary intended to write again. That is, if Zack Grumary didn't pull the trigger. And that is why there is a lost page. Right, we did talk about how green this guy is, and he just saw like the lost written words, but he, for some reason didn't bloody realize there is a whole ass page missing. Also, there we have the hat thing. This guy is just like, yeah, I don't see anything else other than a missing page, but that doesn't matter. If Zack Grumary didn't pull the trigger, I see the defense understands the meaning of this. The victim's diary does not go on, it ends. It doesn't end, there is a missing ass page. Yeah, that's what I'm talking about. Him being green. It's like he didn't even notice there was a missing ass page. He just like, here's the last written message. Don't mind the missing page because it has nothing to do with anything. Like, it's just a blank page. Like, are you having a laugh? Because Magnific's life was brought to an end by the defendant Zach Remery. But which one is then the falsified thing? Because, like, this thing, we got this from Trucy, that got it from a man in the hallway of this courtroom. So if this is the falsified thing, then what is actually the missing page? And not only that, if it didn't miss a page, then that just means that Zach actually did shoot him. But if we actually lost, that means that Zach did win, but he didn't win if I'm not mistaken. Get the order, everyone, order! Prosecutor Gavin! Are you certain that Magnific Grammar wrote this? There's no mistaking his handwriting. Well, this does seem to be significant. According to this, Magnific did intend to continue his diary. Yet if his diary ended here, which plainly it did. Okay, now the judge is green as well. Then the one who pulled the trigger was the first visitor, Zach Grummery. Well, how do you like me now, Hellright? Still too green for your tastes, hmm? He's right about the diary being pretty clean here. Still, I find it hard to believe that it overlooks such an obvious problem with this previous evidence. Well, Mr. Wright, the witness testimonies we heard was lacking, but together with this evidence, it's quite significant for the case. The diary is accepted like this, the trial is over. It is time for me to show something, show evidence. I'm left with no choice but to show my own evidence. What? You have some evidence that overturns this diary. It's not too late to avoid rethinking this and avoid more embarrassment. Very well. Please show us your evidence, Mr. Wright. Incidentally, don't even think of showing us this diary. I've just shown the court. Now that we come this far, I hope you have something a little more decisive. You show us evidence that proves the victim continued writing his diary. Alright, I'll be happy to. Decisive evidence proving that the diary didn't end with that page is this page. First, take a close look at this diary. Note that a page has clearly been ripped out. What's this? I hadn't noticed that at all. It's kind of obvious. That's why they're still here talking about this. As it just happens, I have here what I believe to be the missing page. Looking at this page, it's hard to imagine that the first visitor that night shot Magnific Grammary. That's a defense position. Oh, wait, let me see that. What in Sam Hill? Why, this is the continuation of the victim's diary. I am confused because if we won, that means we won in the base of falsified evidence. But in a sense, I feel like we lost. That we should have lost, and that's why he stopped, that he lost his badge. But it could be that we won just because of false evidence. But that would mean that this guy has been in prison, but I don't think he has. Not at the torn edge of the page. It's a perfect match with the torn page of the last page in Magnific's diary. Quite remarkable. Would you care to explain what all this means, Sir Thorny? The diary continued after his first visitor came, which means that the victim was still alive after Zach Grammary left, leaving no one to take his life but the second visitor. Valiant Grammary. No. The handwriting too matches that on the other pages. This is without a doubt a genuine article. Now order, everyone, order. But But wait, that's impossible. That old man couldn't have written that.
Objection!
Finally, you just couldn't resist, could you have, right? Resist what? Presenting solid evidence? A judge. Yes, Prosecutor Gavin. By the request, we put the current cross-examination on hold. The prosecution would like to call in a witness. But, Prosecutor Gavin, this is evidence overturns the current witness. I ask only to put it on hold. Please, my new witness has a very, very important piece of testimony to give. 5 minutes, no more. I promise, Your Honor. Well, if you put it like that. Mr. Bright, what's your take on this? Well, Your Honor, judging from his enthusiasm, we'll have to hear this new testimony sooner or later anyway. So it might as well be sooner. But then, though this is highly, highly irregular, we will put the current cross-examination on hold. The witness may step down. Now, Prosecutor Gavin, please bring the surprise witness to the courtroom. I had a bad feeling just then. That ripped out page was too obvious. He must have known. And I should have known it was a bad sign all around. Holding trial with no audience is a first. If you may, Prosecutor Gavin. I beg the court's understanding. Yeah, here we have the guy who actually died in the current thing. I had to make an judiciary deal with a witness to secure his testimony. A judiciary deal? The details of this testimony may have some legal ramifications, shall we say. I thought it best to contain the information to this room. Very well. And you are the witness, I gather? Oh, yes, sir. State your name and occupation for the green record. My name's Rumi Sam. I'm a painter. A painter? You are somehow related to this case. No, well, per se. I have a simple question for this witness. Miss Sam, was it? Do you know about this? Yo, yeah, I know it well. How's that possible? Have you seen this diary page somewhere before? Oh, yeah, I mean, I made it. You what? You made it? Yes, might call it one of my works. But the prosecution's office received a tip-off yesterday. Illegal evidence has been prepared for the trial of Zach Rummery. Illegal evidence? Initiated an investigation and found this witness. A painter to the world. Oh, so I guess that's why basically Gavin kind of freaked out with a new witness. Because it was Phoenix right to choose who was the case. And I think he realized afterwards what it all was about. He is skilled in making perfect reproductions of certain things. Forgeries, in other words. Forgeries. Well, so we are to understand that this page is a fake, prepared by a certain defense attorney. Hold it. I didn't prepare this evidence. Ah, the attorney speaks. There's something about this page, I presume. But what this is saying, it does make no sense. After all, it was you who presented this evidence to us, Phoenix Wright. Witness, Miss Sam, was it? Who requested this forgery? Who was your client? That I do not know. But most of my clients prefer to remain anonymous, even to me. I make the items they want, and I receive payments. But that's the extent of my contract with them. But there's no proof this is a fake. Well, it's a fake. Huh? To avoid just this sort of problem, I always put a special mark on my works. I can say without doubt, this is mine. Mr. Wright, you've just presented illegal evidence to this court. To the court. It was careless of me. That's all I can say. Yeah, so we got this from her. So that explains why he got rid of the attorney badge. Not because he lost, but because basically one of the witness was, oh, you have falsified evidence. So we didn't lose at all. Yeah, so this is why he got fired. We got it from the little girl. I don't know, I just got it over there in the hall. They told me to give it to the old boy in the blue suit with the spiky hair. They said it was really important. So someone set us up. Which I think is Gavin's brother. It was all a trap, a fatal trap. Mr. Wright? Yes. Do you have an explanation for yourself? If I did, would the court hear it? Probably not. Forging evidence is a serious crime. Presenting it to the court is a serious mistake. A fatal mistake for an attorney. A fatal too, perhaps. For your client, I fear. Tell me, what kind of defender relies on forged evidence? The answer is quite clear. A guilty.
Objection!
Your Honor, wait. I understand that presenting a forged evidence in court is a serious crime. But you cannot hold my client responsible for actions I undertook as an individual. I'm sorry, Mr. White. Your Honor, another close call, I dare say. If the prosecutor's office hadn't received that hot tip, everything would have gone the way you wanted, yeah. I even gave you a chance. Too bad you decided not to think before embarrassing yourself. I see no need for further discussions on the matter. The special witness dismissed. Mr. Authority, could I ask your name? Phoenix Wright. Mr. Wright, I have seen and studied many people, but not like you. I'll remember you, Mr. Wright. Okay. That was hella fucking ominous. Well, at the same time he's dead now, so I guess it doesn't matter. Though I deeply regret having to declare a verdict in this way, his trial is over. You have the right to find a new attorney and make an appeal. However, this court must... Your Honor. Yes, Mr. Sack. There is one thing I wish to make clear. Today, in this courtroom, you cannot declare me guilty. It is impossible. I'm afraid the defendant is quite mistaken. Most certainly, I have an authority to declare a verdict on you. Except tell me, how do you plan on announcing your verdict when the defendant does not exist? Does not exist? What are you talking about? I'm talking about this. Mr. Enigma. The defendant escaped. Find him quickly. Bailiff, close all the exits from now on and find the fucking magician. On the double, he must not be allowed to escape. Wait, so if he never actually got it, I think that we did discuss this. But that means that the guy who played card with Mr. Wright was actually the magician. And that's why he has Truce's necklace around him, but he didn't have it before. So they met up again and he got killed. That day in that courtroom a miracle occurred. The defendant, Shadi Enigma, aka Zack Gremery, did not just escape from the court. He literally unbelievably vanished. Right before the bailiff's eyes. No one ever saw him again. Not since that day. This is a Gremery miracle. Yeah, because for those who didn't see before, this flashback, it began with Phoenix and the Grammar playing cards with each other, which I believe is a sign that it was the same guy. Plus, his beard is very, very similar to the guy as well. Plus, that also does explain the necklace that Mr. Wright had around him, even though the other dude was the one that had it. After all, the defendant didn't exist. So we never lost, we just had fortified evidence, and that's what happened. That's how it happened. The trial of a magician Zach Grummer vanished along with him for all eternity. The mysteries that remained behind were all solved, however, but not until 7 years later, which is what we're doing now. There is very many to be continuous in this one, to be honest. We had just one, like, not that long ago. There we go. That trial 7 years ago was the beginning of it all. This is now beyond a doubt. The mysteries of the past work their magic on the present. But you'll soon be finding all of this out for yourself. Which of the Magnific Grummary's disciple pulled that trigger? I start to believe it actually was Zack, because it said there is no doubt at all that I... But at the same time, it was kinda obvious that he would disappear no matter what. It might have been that it was not Zack, but he knew there was no way to prove it, so it would disappear. I actually don't know, because someone asked for falsified evidence, but Zack was not the one that gave me the page. It was an unknown source. So that just begs the question, why would an unknown source do that? Where did the vanishing defendant Zack Grummer go? We know that now, he's dead already. What dark truth lurks behind the forged diary page? And what about the girl who was left behind? Well, we knew exactly who that is. That is Trucy 7 years ago. I'm not gonna lie, it kinda looks like the hat is about to just cover her whole goddamn head. She kinda has like those cheeks you just want to like squish. Those like face, just squish those cheeks. Oh, Mason system. Oh shit, we had this in the beginning as well. The past left us these 4 keys unlocking the truth. Oh, I forgot about this. We started with this and I don't even know what this is, but that's not all. There are 4 keys in the present as well. And then all questions have found their answers. The final trial will begin. But first you must chase the truth through then and now. Think of it as a game. Is it something I'm supposed to control, or is it just something in between? If reading is right, will be a guide through this game. A terrible trial saw me present forged evidence. In the end, all finished when the defendant vanished. What becomes of me after that? As your investigation proceeds, the answer will become clear. Oh, and one more thing. There's something I must tell you. As Apollo Justice has his bracelet, so too do I have my own weapon of sorts. My Magitama. What does it do, you ask? That I would have you see for yourself. Well now, shall we begin? Use Eleanor to jump between past and present. But let's begin 7 years ago, in the past. It's right after my last trial came to an abrupt end. How did you know the game? Let's play. Know the game? You told me 2 buttons and just told me press them. Whoa, oh, this is the past place. Or it is before, I don't know. I know they changed area because they couldn't stay at the place they were. The nightmare trial was over, and the new nightmare of figuring out what happened had just begun. I wanted to wake up to walk away. But I figured I'm the only one who could do this, probably. And besides, I have plenty of time. So yeah, 7 years of time. Thanks to the Bar Association reviewed board's decision, it's hard to work when your authority's badge has been taken away. I figured you'd come sooner or later. I decided on sooner, Drew Miss Sam once said. I haven't done anything illegal. And I didn't come here to whine about the past events. I wanted to ask you some questions. I suppose you have that right. That day, the entire court descended into chaos. Only you stood still, your eyes calmly watching. I admit, it made quite an impression on me. I'm sure to find myself in outrageous situations. Feels right, was it? Well, I'll answer what I can. I'm not sure, but it feels like I'm being watched intensely. And there we have her. The witness in the present. Oh, this is my daughter. Vera, say hello. She's gone. Shall we begin then? Yeah, so I guess we could... Yeah, so here we have some stuff. Whoa, be upgraded later on. Oh, hold on. That's the perfume bottle. Oh, that's the stamp. Look, that's the stamp that basically killed the father in the future. Okay, let's begin with talking. We don't really need to do too much else. Judging from this place, you're a painter. Oh, not sadly. A profitable one. I never sold a painting. It's a source of considerable embarrassment. I would be able to get by, were it only for me. Your daughter. Her mother grew wary of me and left. I don't want her to grow up needy, he's right. That is why I began my occupation. Forgeries. Also, I feel like, sure, the father did a really shitty thing, but to be honest, the mother left the daughter as well. I think she is the most shitty one here. You don't look at me with those eyes, I know what it is I do. More than half the paintings you bring me are stolen. Who knows what my copies are used for? But some of your works aren't paintings, correct? You may not believe me when I tell you this, but that was my first work outside of painting. What? To think it would be used as evidence in a murder trial. I never even imagined the possibility. Then why did you take the job? I was, well, paid. Very well paid. I think he feels worse about it than I do. The past is hard to escape. Honestly, the sooner I can put this behind me, the better. With apologies to you, of course. Sorry, but it's not going to be quite so easy. Trying to forget what he made. Look like I have to remind him. So I'm gonna just present this. Okay, fair enough. Your work. Don't try to pretend you're forgotten. Sure, all you did was make a copy. But that copy might have destroyed the life of an innocent man. I'm responsible too, which is why I have to know. And you have to tell me. Oh, I knew it would be difficult to escape this. Then let's talk. Well then, ready to tell me... Oh, well then, ready to tell me about this work you did. I was like unlike anything I had attempted before. I guess it would be a little different from paintings. That is not different from paintings. That is what I meant. In all my previous work, it's sufficient to create a copy. This wasn't a copy. The client gave me two things that were day. The first was a sample page as a reference. The second, a printed document I can only surmise was written by my client. He used the real writing as a reference to reproduce what the client wrote. Yes, as I said, I was my first job of that nature. So, who was your client? As I said in court, I do not know. Really? Even for such a suspicious request? If it was me, I wanted to know as much as I could about the requester. I never met them. Not personally, Yeah, here we have the Magatama time. Cyclock, of course. It's like you're still hiding something. Something about this work. Magatama. One of my most prized possessions, which I got during a certain case. You can show me the looks of people's hearts. And if I can unlock them, their hearts, they'll tell me their secrets. Magatama starts it all. And the Magatama ends it. Let's see if we have enough what we need. God, we have not had this mechanic in a long while. You're hiding something. Let's hear it then. What are you hiding from me, Mr. Misham? I'm sorry, I really don't know. I've never met the client. True. When I asked the client's name, there were no Cyclops in sight. Regardless, you're hiding something. You have to be, otherwise it wouldn't make any sense. Why are you doing this to me? Well, I made my stand. I'm backing down now. So what's Miss M hiding? The forger? I can pretty much piece together what it is from what you said. What is then? You told me what you knew about your client, and I couldn't see any Cyclops. The Cyclops? Is that some sort of asylum security or a new hairstyle, perhaps? But then they did show up, didn't they? As I said in court, I do not know. Really? Even for such a suspicious request? If it was me, I wanted to know as much as I could about the requester. I never met them, not personally. Not personally. Those words triggered the Cyclops. Now get with those Cyclops, I know. Now I really must know what they are. So, you didn't meet with the client. But someone else did. Maybe the real forger behind this evidence. Also, we know this because we know who the forger is, so in a sense we're cheating. We're cheating by following the rules. Does that make sense to anyone? But I'm afraid you lost me. Yeah, well, I didn't come here to talk about Cyclops. As long as I come to the right conclusion, it doesn't matter how I got there. And your conclusion is? The real forger behind this wasn't you, Mr. Misham. Poppycock! I don't know what you're talking about. That's my work, I tell you. I made here in the studio. Who else could have been but me? That's the real question, isn't it? If the forger wasn't you, then I don't have many other people to choose from. The real forger is this one. No, it is this one. The real forger is your daughter, Vera Misham, isn't it? Ridiculous! My daughter is only 12 years old, Mr. Wright. I've always been more of a man for landscapes, not surrealism. Has come back, but you're shaking your boots. I've got you now. The only two people with access to the studio are you and your daughter. The Cyclops tells me you're not the forger, which makes your daughter the only possibility. I feel very much on the verge of going Cyclops myself. I don't know how you knew, but you're right. The one who made this page was my daughter Vera, not I. She's only 12, a genius might call her. A precious little girl outshining her father. There's been a lot of that going around recently. I let her play in the studio, and she watches me. She thought herself in that way. Drafting tools and analytic devices are brought when they became necessary. They're my little girl's playthings now. Oh, I do detect a bit of fatherly pride. So Vera was the one who made this page. Would you know who the client was then? Well, actually, the client came once. Here to the studio. What? Why didn't you say so sooner? But her face was covered and they did not want to talk to me. So they talked to your daughter. I will speak only with the artist, the client told me. And that little girl is the key to our mystery client through identity. Yes, and the only thing she managed to say before she got poisoned was the devil. Okay, what do I do now? Maybe I should talk to her father a bit more. Or is it time to turn my attention to Vera? Talk to Vera. Mr. Missa, I have a request. Well, let me guess. You'd like to speak to my daughter. Can I? My daughter has never been one for talk to strangers. She's quite shy, extremely so actually. With only one exception. Which was? Oddly enough, it was that client. I left the studio while they talked. I returned when they had finished and she was laughing. It was the first time I'd ever seen anything of the sort. So I think it's one of the grammar A's. Because she really loved the magicians. And because she really loved them, I guess that's why she was so happy with them. Or with one of them. Please, let me speak to her. Alright. Uh-oh. This could be tough. Hi. Vera, was it? Hi. Would you like to have a friendly chat? I'm Phoenix. Phoenix Wright. Ex-lawyer and pianist. Have you already became pianist? I've been like 1 day. I'm still looking for the keys to say do-re mi. Can't find them anywhere. I'm not good at this. I need something to get through this girl. Where was it? Oh, okay. I can't speak to her yet. Can I present anything? Not really. I'm gonna do this. You call that sliding? That's not a full small frame. What's that inside it? A stamp? Oh, please don't touch that. I'll get in trouble. Present the legal evidence, perhaps? Perhaps, but I don't think she will be happy talking to me anyways then. That's why I'm checking out this little thing, because she loves it. She always puts it somewhere she can see it. But yeah, that guy to the right there. Doesn't that remind you of the guy we met in the first case? So I'm pretty certain it was him. And then he died. I don't think we managed to find who it was. Oh no, wait. Wasn't it that the Gavin's brother actually killed him? Wasn't that the thing? And I think he killed him just because of who he was. The post office issued that commemorative stamp last year, and the Grammar were at the height of their popularity. Not anymore, now that one of them has vanished off the face of the earth. Yeah, and the middle one really reminds me of Trucy, even though she's wearing pink now as the father. Vera went to see one of their shows when she was quite small. She's been a dedicated fan ever since. And she watched them every time they're on TV, until the end. I see. But that sounds quite hard to come by, I hear. Still wonder how she got her hands on it. Okay, so I'm gonna show her this, because she might just love it. Okay, so we're gonna present this. And then there's this. My stamp. Yeah, he spoke. She can talk. Yeah, so this stamp. Great magicians, aren't there? Isn't Troop Grammar amazing? Yes? Oh. I especially like those two, Second Valent. I mean, they're just so magical. Aren't they? Aren't they? Yeah, whenever I go to one of their shows, I'm like, whoa, magic. You know?
Me too. Me too. I love them. They're so cool. It's like magic. Yeah.
Alright, she's talking. Not saying much, but it's a start. That is adorable. This is basically the one we had as a witness last week, but 7 years later.
I went and saw them with father the other day. The opening ceremony at the Grammary Museum of Magic.
Grammary Museum. They have one of those. I guess it makes sense now that they have their own commemorative stamp. So, have you been to one of their shows?
Just once when I was little with father.
Yeah, the painter girl who draws Gavin being burned alive, yeah. Which I think also I realized is not the reason why she's staring so intensely at him. I think she stares at him because he reminds her of his brother. I think that's the reason. Yeah, it's really his precious smile, actually. I can agree there.
Disappearing, reappearing, cutting apart, putting back together. They do it all.
Yeah. Maybe you can keep telling me stuff like this. You know about second Valent, maybe?
Oh, sure.
Alright, better get asking before she changes her mind. Jesus. Okay, Troop Grammary stamp.
They're the best in the world.
Oh, you mean Troop Grammary? Of course.
Father gave it to me.
Your father? But I asked him about it. He didn't know how you got it.
Oh, I guess I just took it. Yeah,
Took it?
father got a letter from that person.
That person? You mean that letter was from the client?
Oh, we talked about the grammar forever that day. I'm sure that's why I was sent that stamp. I didn't want to just send it back, so I took it.
You're a sneaky one, this client. So they were trying to get on her good side. So we know it exists at least, even though it's the past. So your father tells me you're good at painting all sort of things.
I really like painting a lot. Father is always happy when I paint them exactly the same.
So you did this too?
Oh, yes, that's my first job.
Your first?
All I used to do was paint the same thing I saw. But this was totally different. This pen slip and the way the writer held the pen, and the pressure on the tin nib. I had to use a microscope to analyze it to the computer.
She seems happy. That's the thing, she was only a kid. She didn't know she was doing something, like, bad. Like, she just loved this. I guess no one told her.
I don't go outside much. I like to paint in here.
Why don't you like the outside?
There are bad people out there.
Well, true, but there are a lot of good people too. Actually, I should tell you. She was almost kidnapped once. Kidnapped? Mr. Sun, she's been... Well, you can see for yourself. She refuses to leave the house. I see, wait, but... That doesn't make sense. She said she went to the Grammary Museum. With you, in fact. Yes, actually, she was quite insistent on it, much to my surprise. That was the first and last time she expressed such a desire to me.
That person gave me a good luck charm.
Good luck charm?
Well, when I absolutely had to go outside.
But yes, apparently she received something. A gift. From that client, actually, but she won't tell me what it is.
But I told you to keep it a secret.
I think I know what it is. From that client, huh? You fucker. I know what has happened, I think. She doesn't go outside much. But she recently, thanks to us, go outside. 7 years later. From that client, huh? This is what I have to hear about. Hold. I know what it is. It's this fucking thing. Why I believe that's the thing is basically because, for first of all, it's full now, and yeah, she might actually use it. But not only that, she uses it for when she get out as a good luck charm. And they said that 7 years later, that she wanted to take something with her as a good luck charm. Basically this, which was given to her by the client. And she was poisoned, a very small amount, but she was poisoned. And as I saw her here now standing, she had one of her fingers like pointing around her mouth, like biting her nails a bit like nervously. So I think there is poison inside this. That's my belief. That is my belief. Oh, mostly because she has this, because that's the only thing she's been walking around with, and she still has it 7 years later. The client. So, you met the person that asked you to do this job, and you talked with them. You see what I mean? She's doing that. I don't know if she did that 7 years later, but if she did, that would make sense. Was this about a good luck charm you received?
I can't talk about it. If I do, I won't work anymore. That's what I was told.
Yeah, but I really, really have to know. Right, time to do some psych unlocking. Yeah, I don't think I can do that because she doesn't really want to talk. You seem to trust this client quite a lot, in fact. Because they gave you this stamp.
No, that's not why. They listen to me. To my problems.
The problem that keeps her inside all the time.
Don't go outside if you don't want to. That's what they told me. But when I absolutely have to go out, all I had to do was use my good luck charm.
A good luck charm. That also might explain why they say that she's sick. Because she has basically been very, very, very slowly poisoned. I think I know what your client might have given you, actually. No, I don't. No. I don't have it yet. Yeah, I'm pretty sure she still does that whenever she talks. Yeah. So I'm pretty certain it might be that. Maybe just slide on over. I would really just want him to see him slide. Like slide. That's a pretty bottle. Ah, don't touch that, please. I'll get in trouble. It belongs to Vera, you see. She always put it somewhere. She can see it. She looks at it often. There's a light pink fluid. Nail polish, I'm guessing. So the question is... what could it be? Or more or less, do we have it? What do we do in inquiry? We're not gonna lie, but I think they wrote slide as in fiddle. I don't know. Okay, so we're gonna go somewhere else right now. Let's start here, just to check. Do I keep every information I have? Oh, shit, I do. What a strange sight doth mine eyes behold. Excuse me. Two men either side of a single transparent pane. Yet it seems fickle fate has switched side, so to speak. The forgers of fakes walks freely, while the innocent languishes within these plexiglass confines. There's been no proof that I forged anything. No proof that I took the life of my dear mentor. Yet, these chains cannot hold me for long. The stage awaits. And what, may I ask, awaits you? A little piano in a cold little hole in the wall. But since you are here, what shall we discuss? The shooting of magnificent Grammary for once. Who pulled the trigger? Valiant or his partner Zack? His partner vanished before the answer could be found. If I'm going to get any closer to the truth, this is the place to start. I had a really weird ass thought. She in the middle there, doesn't she kind of like reminds you of the woman from the other trial? Yeah. I don't know why, but for some reason I just thought like perhaps it was Zack or perhaps it was Valiant, but it could have been her as well. And something must have happened around this time because she did forget. Like she doesn't have any memories and she doesn't have an eyesight. I don't know. We're gonna have to check that later. That's just a thought I had because she has been seen within evidence and stuff. But never have we ever spoken about her. It's always been Zack and Valiant. She has always been the third one. I have to hand it to my partner. He knows how to make an exit. That's talent. Yes, he made my Attorney's badge disappear, and he never even touched it. Glorious spotlight always leaves someone weeping in the shadows. Yet his very disappearance is a self-revelation. Revealing what? Zack Grammary killed Magnifi. It is good as a signed confession. There's certainly been public opinion take on it. I grow tired of my cage, and the time of my release is near. I must go and prepare. Plan on jumping back into the magic right away. As long as an audience waits with bated breath, there will be violence, and also, yes. Now my partner disappeared, Magnifi's repertoire is mine. Valiant Grammary has a tradition to uphold. Even when Phoenix was talking to Vera, he just talked about Zack and Valiant. Yeah, exactly. But yeah, Zack and Valiant is right now the take on the case. But when we talk about the troop, it's always those two, never her. Is that true? See it in this light, the trial was quite good to me. A verdict or no. And you can pay for that kind of publicity. The suspicion on you hasn't lifted entirely, Valiant. After all, you received one of those letters too. You were just obligated to follow Magnifi's instructions as your partner. Yeah, because for some reason it said, I know you cannot refuse it. So I was, but only Zack Grammary followed them. It could also explain why Valiant just agreed on helping Lemurer with the show. Perhaps actually. Let us not speak of any more of who shot what. Now that my partner has vanished, the question is moot. I'm more interested in learning something else, actually. What might that be? I want to know what Magnifi had up his sleeve. How come he coerced you and your partner to kill him? The trick up his sleeve. Perhaps you do not know. Know what? A great magician never reveals his secret. Oh shit. Oh yeah, that's some of them. Oh, I didn't think it would be that easy. The audience must remain forever, bathing in the reflected glow of the spotlight. I'm just gonna check what the first take of this is. Damn, now you got me thinking. Yeah, exactly. The first case was her father dying, which we believe because it kind of looked the same. The second one, Lemurer, I think might be the mother. but something happened to her, so she lost her memories and her eyesight. And then the third one is this one, where it basically is going together with the like what's going on here. The noodle stand, there is not really anything there, I think. I don't think there is. I think we just started to learn about like trilogy and that one. There must be a path leading from the evidence to the truth, and that's what I'm going to find. To ask someone to take a life, even not long for this world, is asking someone to commit murder. Yeah, Samantha was found fond of dramatic moves and dramatic finales. Adi goes and he got his wish. His life was taken. What weakness could be so powerful? What weakness could be so powerful to coerce someone into committing murder? My guess it was a matter of life or death. Okay, to explain. Valen wasn't shown as helping Lamoureux in the show, since it wouldn't be much of a magic, so Valen's just agreeing to help Lamoureux without recognizing, but instead as friends could work. Yeah, fair enough actually. Here to explain. Your troop lived in a world of showmanship. The flashier the better. And flashy so often means danger, doesn't it? Let us make this as painless as possible. If you have proof of this danger, show it. Nah, I don't really have any proof. Okay. Defendant lobby number 2. I don't know why I can't go here, but okay. Let's go here. I didn't think I would be back here for a while. I didn't want to have to remember that day. Though I deeply regret having declared a verdict this way, this trial is over. Why is the move screen so sci-fi? Because for some reason we're going back and forth in time. It has something to do with some sort of software right now. That's why. Yes, Mrs. Zack. There is one thing I wish to make clear. Today, in this courtroom, you cannot declare me guilty. What are you talking about? I'm talking about this. Mr. Enigma. Yeah, he just fucking poofed away. He fucking just poofed away. When I came here on that fateful morning, still had my badge, but now, like an amputated limb, I can still feel it itching. Where do I start? I don't even have the authority to investigate. I think it's Druzy. No, it's not. Oh, why do I remember you? And also, where do I remember you from? Man, that's pretty ballsy, yeah. Down on the hands, floor on your knees. Now, down on the hands, floor on your knee, on your head. Wait, what? This is the second game. I kind of forgot where the hell we saw this guy, but I do recognize him. Also, I think you might missed that before, but we did meet Gumshoe as well. For the first case of the second game, I think. Can't remember, it was a long time ago. No authorized personnel allowed in here! But that would mean all unauthorized personnel are allowed. Wait. What did you say? No unauthorized personnel aren't allowed in here. Oh, I just say it like it is, and it's unusually wrong. Throw out of the precinct, lost my friends, my girl, and even my wallet. But yeah, we had my Gumshoe in the beginning of this trial. We met before, haven't we? Bro, it really got you flabbergasted for a second there. Kinda. I couldn't understand what the hell he was trying to say. On a case 2 years ago. No recollection of that, sir. For me, working on a case is always the present, progressive tense, sir. There is no past, there is only now, sir. Okay, you're the bailiff, right? Yes, sir, court bailiff Mike Makins at your service, sir. I've asked to meet with a bailiff in this court who let the magicians escape. Let me try to make this as absolutely clear as possible for you, sir. It was me, sir. But you were a regular police officer once, right? Sometimes bad things happen to good people, sir. Something tells me it's a long story. Let's not go there. So, you were in the charge of security at the time of the vanishing, right? I'm dying over here. Oh, it's a hard knock life, sir. Thrown out of prison, not my friend, my girl, and even my wallet. I guess I wasn't the only victim. Bloody hell. The last time we met, you were a police officer, right? In fact, you're still wearing your uniform. Sir, I wish I didn't have to tell you this, but last year, tragically struck a rising star at the precinct. All of my cave files saw 4 times in 3 days. They fired me. 4 times in 3 days, Jesus. That takes a real talent, actually. They don't know what they're missing. So here I am, sir. Forced to start from square one. Lonely bailiff. But your uniform. I took it with me as a souvenir that day. I was fired. And are you still allowed to keep it? That can't be legal. So, you were the one who let the magician get away that day. I died. Okay, go now. The sun rise among the court, bailiff, full of hope. Then tragedy strike. Is there anything you can tell me about it? About Zack Grammary's disappearance? No, the humanity. That's enough of that. Yes, well, I'd say it was around 2 PM when I heard a commotion in court. I opened the door to see what might have been amiss. The door slams open. Slam! And some guy's face right in there in front of me. Face! So, you saw someone suspicious coming your way? Yes, I, being a bailiff of little standing, gave a chase. I chased a silk cat all the way down the hall, sir. I have a diagram of the court building here. Oh shit, this is actually how it looks like. Huh. Interesting. Ah, there, 7:15. That's where I was, sir. All by myself. Nary a friend to call my own. Okay, and which way did Zack Gramary run after bursting through the courtroom door? He went up like this, and around the corner like that. So I, with no delay, ran after him with no delay. When I turned the corner, I saw the magician man run into the defendant lobby. Swiftly I ran, following him. I threw myself boldly into the room. Why, I remember it like it was right here. Because it was. Lobby number 2, sir. You ran into this room. I don't see any place to hide in here. Oh, believe it or not, sir, I didn't believe it either. Here, in this room, the magician god vanished like poof of smoke. Why did I say smoke like that? Smoke? Except there wasn't even any smoke. It was just gone. Look, I cannot stop that now. Now it's his voice. He says smoke like that. Oh yes, that word. How many times have I said that word? Even the sound of it caused me indescribable pain. I'm dying. Okay, I won't say it again, I promise. But you have to admit, it's difficult to vanish into thin air. Did you search the lobby? I searched. Wait a pause. There was nothing here at all, sir. That's right. Nothing was here, sir. How can you talk so loudly and still hiding something? Him saying smoke is part of the lore now. Yeah, kinda. So Zack was in this room when he vanished. Absolutely, sir. I saw him with my own eyes. My eyes. Eyes. Boy, fucking hell. Your speech. That red silk hat, that flowing red. Well, I would say pink, but fair enough. You ran right in here, right inside this room. Silk cat cape. That's Zack, right? If it isn't true, see that basically ran, and he just didn't take what sort of height the fucker had. But sir, look at the room. There's no single place to hide. Sir, there was nothing I could do, but nothing, sir. What about now? Have you any ideas? Sir? Ideas about what? Exactly, sir. You don't mind me asking. You've had quite a bit of time since then. Has nothing occurred to you at all? Do you have any ideas what trick he might have been used to disappear like that? Huh. Why is everyone hiding something? I'm going around in circles here. Like the other guy, I could easily just find the thing, but now it's like, oh, you need this. What is this? I don't know. This is appearing trick. Okay, Mr. Meckins, what do you know? Spit it out. Hey! What's with that atmosphere iron here all of a sudden? You know something, I'm going to find out what. Sacramary vanished from this room. How'd he do it? Well, I can't say Sir? Why are you so nervous if you aren't hiding something? Well, sir, you see, at the time, sir, I was here and... listen, it was impossible. What could a little girl possibly do anyway? There we go. What did you just say? Also, did you remember what I just said about him not realizing the height of the one he was supposed to chase? He chased a little girl. Bro, seeing the grammar just made me realize that Phoenix, Edward, and Larry's color is pretty much the primary colors, red, blue, and green, and yellow. Do you mean green? You don't mean yellow, right? You mean green. Red, blue, and green. Or am I tripping balls right now? Was Larry wearing green or was he wearing yellow? Is it the primary colors red, blue, and green? No, wait, is it actually yellow? Red, blue, and yellow are... Oh, okay, I might be mistaken then. Lily-wool yellow. Okay. I completely forgot what for some reason I thought RBG, but for some reason the yellow part was struck out of my mind. I'm not gonna lie, actually. Green in a mix of blue and yellow, no? Yeah, that definitely. So that does make sense, yes. I have had color theory, but that is something I actually forgot completely. And wait, primary, I'm gonna actually check. Now I'm gonna have to check. Primary colors. Yeah, commonly used red, yellow, and blue as primary colors. So you're completely right. I completely, utterly forgot about that. But sometimes it seems that also they have red, green. I don't know, it seems like green is also a primary color because green and red becomes yellow. I don't know, I think there are a few different then. There's either yellow, blue, and green, and green, blue, and yellow. Primary colors are fundamental colors that serve as foundation for creating all other colors in visible spectrum. If you're talking about... Right from Google, it says computer use RGB, red, green, blue, instead of RBY, red, blue, yellow, because digital screens emit light, not absorb it. Fair enough. Because then we also have cyan, magenta, and yellow, are a set of subtractive primaries, and are mostly common used by painters. Jesus. Okay, I didn't even realize how much of a rabbit hole this became. No, you screamed it though. That megaphone of yours. There was someone else in the room, wasn't there? Sir, I am going to have to invoke my right to remain in a state of not talking. It's okay, Menkins. You don't have to tell me who Zack's accomplice was. I know who it was. It was the other one with the pink red. Sir, haha. I never see that girl until just the other day. That was a fun little tangent. Yeah, a bit. It was like, oh, what is the primary colors? Oh, I can actually see that. Blue, red, and yellow. But apparently there's also blue, red, and green. And then we have cyan, magenta, and yellow. Mr. Menkis, I'm not buying it. Well, apparently it's still like fucking doing that for his own neck. Sir, that day, she was here. In the room, sir. But he wasn't. You mean you chased her into this room, not him? Sir, in my days as a police officer, literally days. Okay, I learned a thing or two. Okay, just one thing, but it was how not to mistake a girl for a 7-foot tall magician. 7 feet? Zack isn't that tall, is he? You have a point. I find it hard to imagine that anyone would mistake a little girl for Zack Grammary. But you saw something. And that therein lies the trick. It's gonna be fucking Mr. Hat. I think you know what it was, Mr. Menkins. Tell me, does this trick look familiar? Okay, I can't do that. Yeah, no problem. We're gonna continue a little more, but I am gonna end my stream soon. I just kind of want to see if I can find something more. But yeah, I don't have the proof of what sort of tricks. I'm gonna go here. Because I think I need to know about Mr. Hat.
Oh, morning, Daddy.
I'm so glad you came. Alright, this is taking me flashback. You okay, Daddy? They're picking on you. I'm fine, as always. This old boy here is going to help me after all. That's young man, too. Good morning. That's a cute outfit you have on. Thanks, my first shows today after all. 2 weeks had passed since then. I called her into my office. She looks so sad. Truth, there's something I need to talk about. It's been 2 weeks since your father disappeared. We need to start thinking about your future. I did some callings around. This is hard to say, but you have no living relatives. So, I was wondering if you wanted to stay with me for a while. Just until your daddy comes back home. It won't be long. I hope. You say that again, it's taken 7 bloody years. Of course, it's totally your choice. If you don't like it here, you can go somewhere else you'd like. I could look up some places you might like to stay. This is so weird.
Mr. Attorney, Daddy told me about you. He said I could trust you.
Really?
So, if I stay here, does that mean that you'll be my family?
I guess so. Getting weirder.
Mr. Attorney.
Actually, why don't you call me Nick? Or you can call me Daddy. Good God, you were the one that came up with that? If you'd like, it doesn't have to be today or anything. Also, the worst part is he sounded so proud of it. He really wanted to be a father figure, didn't he? Or you can call me Daddy if you like. It doesn't have to be today or anything. That was quick. Yes, you were the one that came up with this. Like the way, sure, if you just would say that, that would be kind of odd because they're not even relatives. But the way for him to continue, it kind of sounded like he really wanted like a family of his own. That's kind of what I felt from that little sentence.
if I move here, I have to switch schools, right? I was thinking I haven't paid for lunches at my last school for years. So, thanks, Daddy. Oh, and this office, it's a little blah. A little color goes a long way, you know. Oh, Daddy, you got fired from work, right? Don't you worry one bit. I'll work twice as hard. I'll make it through this.
Trucy, how old are you?
Oh, I'm 8.
Jesus.
But don't let appearances deceive you. I'm a young professional. Stick with me and you'll do just fine.
Thanks. Why does it feel like she's already in charge? Apparently because she is. In the office.
But Daddy, you got fired from being a lawyer, right?
You could say least kind of look. You could at least kind of look aside or something when you say that. It's actually kind of hard for me. For Daddy.
Oh, I'm sorry, Daddy. Wait, is that foolish pride? My other daddy always used to talk about that.
Actually, that's pretty accurate.
So here's my idea. We make a new office. Law just seems so stiff, doesn't it? And no one will be my friend at school that way.
Well, that won't do, I guess. Just don't know how much about anything other than law. Or even much about law if you're where to ask some people.
Maybe the problem is calling it an office. We should call it an agency instead. Welcome back!
Okay. Yanni, we realized who made this Trucy thing his kid yet. Hold on. I'm pretty certain this sentence up here will kinda make it understandable. I think this sentence is clearly enough of whether she is his kid now or not. Also, as I said, even though he basically said she could call him that, I see. The funny part is, like, sure, the first line of this kind of is like, whoa, you really just went there really quick. But after that, I don't know, the rest of that sentence kind of was like Phoenix actually wanted to have a family of his own. Or is it just me that kind of felt that when I read that? I don't know why, because, like, yeah, sure, that was really quick. She could call him that. But the rest of it, I don't know. It kind of felt like you... Also, thanks for welcoming back, Trucy. Yeah, exactly. I mean, like a talent agency.
Forgive me for asking, but doesn't that...
Oh, fucking hell. Forgive me, but doesn't that require talent?
Oh, you got me, don't you? I'm a professional.
A professional...
Yep. After all, I'm a directly descendant from a famous Zach Gremery.
It's like he just wants a family, which is fair enough. Yeah, would he just say that you could call me daddy? That would just be like, okay. You basically just met this kid, and sure, you want to take care of her because she doesn't have a family. But I would say Nick. But it could be also because he misses Maya, and that's why he doesn't want her to call him Nick. But the continuation of that was kind of like, he felt kind of awkward. Like, in a sense of he would want to, but at the same time, he knew that it would be, like, too far.
Oh. And now I'm directly descended from the famous Phoenix, right, too?
I think an 8-year-old just massaged my ego. Could you tell me a bit more about your daddy? Zach Gremery.
Daddy, sure thing, Dad.
Jesus. Yeah, this is gonna get confusing quick. Which daddies was that again?
That is so amazing. The biggest star of Troop Gremery. And they're big.
The Gremerys. They're on television a lot. Haven't seen them on much recently, to think of it.
Big magic happens when you put Zack and Valiant Gremery together, you know. Once they made a giant waterfall right there on stage. And this giant trout swam up in the giant waterfall.
Let me guess, there was a giant fisherman waiting for him at the top.
Oh, I wish I could have seen more of Daddy's magic.
Oh, I shouldn't have brought it up so soon.
And what will happen to me with Dad and Mommy both gone?
Mommy?
Yeah,
What about Mommy? I haven't heard anything about Truce's mother.
but I have my magic. And a greater Daddy, even if he's unemployed. You know, I think things are going to be okay.
I wonder if she'll talk about her mother. You know what, let's do that, because that is something I've got very question about. I guess Truce has 2 daddies now. Yeah, except that the other one might have just gotten killed in one of the first trials. Could you tell me a bit more about your mom, if that's okay?
Mommy was so pretty. She was like an angel up on stage.
On stage? You mean with your daddy? Yes, so I kinda got the feeling we thought of her outfit here. It looked way too much as Truce's. So she was Truce's mother, to the right was the father.
Yep. She was always there with Zack and Val and smiling. But then she went away.
Went away?
It was a grand illusion, but she did a mistake. She vanished and I guess she didn't know how to get back.
So she's Truce's mom, yes. And I think we might be, like, as you said, she just vanished. So I think we might be right with Lamerord.
I cried then a lot. That's why Daddy gave me this. Here.
Show me, show me, show me. Like, seriously, it kinda looks similar. She kinda really looks similar.
Her name is Thalassa. Thalassa Grammary.
Poor girl didn't know her mommy had gone missing. And now her daddy vanished too, right before her eyes.
Hey Daddy, you won't...
Don't worry, I won't vanish, I promise.
Right! You can't even do magic. You're like a backup plan.
You're like a backup.
Daddy always said to have a backup plan.
I guess all I rate as is a backup plan. Huh. That's interesting now. Now we know a bit more about that at least. But we know at least that the third member was the mother. If that hurts, yeah, a bit. You're a professional?
Yes! It's like the thing they say. Baby frogs grow up to be frogs.
Say that?
I always thought it was funny though.
What was?
Aren't baby frogs called toadpoles? Tadpoles? Toadpoles? I don't know, baby frogs. Maybe they thought it would be easy to understand that way for kids. How stupid.
Right, so in conclusion, you're a professional magician, Truce.
That's right. Well, wanna see a trick?
You're going to do a magic trick. Oh, please show me. Actually, I would like to see your trick. The future of the agency depends on it after all.
That's the spirit. Ready? Here goes.
Yes, Mr. Hat. Yo. Whoa, that was startling. I think it's just a rebound daddy, exactly.
Amazing Mr. Hat, isn't he great?
She really is. Like, you would just want to squish her, like, puffy cheeks there. Your friend the neighborhood, Mr. Hat at your service. He certainly makes an impression. And I think this... Yeah, there's something, like, she really changed, even as grown-up. There's something that changed between her wearing a hat and her not wearing a hat. I don't know why. And my routines do get a bit heady at times. My friend the neighborhood, Mr. Hat, nearly gave me a heart attack. Haha! Now we have this. I'm gonna continue a bit more because I'm actually having fun. Wait. What do you mean? Wait, did I say something? The only thing I was saying that she looks different, like with hat and with hat on, with hat on and hat off. It doesn't like imagine like which of them. Did I say something wrong? Did I just fuck up a word or something? Because if that was the case, that wasn't even intentional.
Me and you, that makes two, Daddy.
I think you need more than that to make an agency. Besides, you may be a magician, but I'm no talent. Now I just realized I just said the most cancelable thing to say to a 7-year-old. Oh, okay, fair enough. Oh, though, yeah. Okay, I can understand that, because when I say cheeks as well, I'm also thinking in my head, like, I'm not talking about that. I'm talking about what we see on her face. That's the problem with English, because, yeah, I just see you said that there, but I, like, in the sense of what we're talking about, we're talking about her face. It's really annoying that it's the same word, because, like, I'm just talking about she's adorable, I just want to, like, squish her face. And the problem is her face contains cheeks.
You mean you don't have any tricks? No old stand, boys, this will not do. A boy should always have a trick or two in his pocket.
Okay, I'll think of something.
That's the spirit. See you bright and early tomorrow, Daddy.
Also, I kind of love how she just bounds up, so Mr. Hat actually can grab the hat. Team, right. Sometimes when magicians vanish, they leave something behind. Yeah, English world with multiple lyrics can sometimes be funny or annoying. Yeah, in this case, it's really not good. Because I know exactly what you mean, because when you said that and you just read that, it was like, yeah, I can understand. Yeah, didn't I say that? I don't know, but I understand your meaning. Oh, we're done with this. Oh, holy shit, okay. I meant meaning, sorry. Yeah, no problem. I understand what you meant, at least. But yeah, I understand, because when I said, like, when I see her face, it's like, I just want to squish it. So by basically saying her cheeks, it's like, it has two different directions. And it's like, I'm talking about this direction, but it doesn't stop anyone else from believing the other. Which is absolutely hellish.